Feeling Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. It is day 3 of the Gfinity 100K. Puckett joined in the Top Man Analyst booth by Gunchi and Shane. Boys, fun 2 days. We've seen some incredible matches, some very close ones, some epic Game 5s, and some major upsets yesterday. Let's break down the action from yesterday for anyone who missed it. Gunchi, what were kind of your biggest takeaways so far from the weekend?
Definitely, the European teams have done really well so far. 3 of them have got through to the top 8, so it's looking good for them. But I think today could be a bit too far for them to get into the next round. Big shocks were TK and Rise falling out.
Yeah.
They were the big 2 teams to get knocked out from the 2 European teams, but I'm sure they'll bounce back from that.
Shane, how has the European performance been overall in your eyes?
I'm really pleased with how today's going to go. There's a few underdog stories today. I think Matt joked about before the tournament started that you could put every single European team as an underdog, which is true, and they've played really well this whole weekend. And hopefully they don't fall short today.
Out of the American teams that you've seen, who do you think is looking the strongest so far?
I'd say Optic, even though they beat Envy just 3-2. Envy were playing insanely well, and FaZe beat Infused 3-0, but it wasn't that much of a domination. So even though it was a 3-0 game, Optic do look better at the moment.
I think Elevate actually need to show more from this particular game, because yesterday they beat Epsilon, but it was a 3-0, but it really didn't reflect that in the scoreline. It was
really
like
close games.
Yeah, it was like last hill. It was 5-5 last round. It was overtime in the Uplink. So I think they've got a lot to prove today in terms of just like if they can crack on and get to the top 4. I think this next game is easily winnable for them, but it's going to be a tough day for them.
We're going to open things up with Elevate and Infused. We'll get to that in just a minute, but first let's take a look at the big picture for the day. The main stage, it's jam-packed with action as we're opening up with all 4 quarterfinals. We'll have our 2 semifinals and then the grand finals at the very end. For everyone here in Europe, you're going to want to stay tuned for the Pro League announcement. They got some awesome news for all of you competitive gamers. But today, there's not only going to be great matches, there is serious money on the line. Gunch, break it down for us.
Yeah, so everyone that's qualified for today is taking home some money with them. So people that lose in the quarterfinal, they're going to take home $2,500 each. That's for 5th to 8th place. And as we go up, we double that to $5,000 for 4th place, and then the 3rd place will get $10,000, and then the champions take away a massive £50,000. This is the biggest tournament in the UK we've ever seen.
$50,000.
London bucks.
50,000 London bucks, as you saw on Twitter this morning. Well, you were wondering who's still in the tournament. For anyone who missed Group play, let's take a look at how it all sorted out. In Group A, Optic Gaming. Pretty good matchup early on, but then they faced off against Envy, who took them to Game 5. I think that was pretty scary for a lot of Optic Gaming fans. At one point, Envy actually led that series 2-1. But either way, Optic was able to finish it out with that final solar to win Group A. Over in Group B, FaZe Clan basically 3-0ing their way to the finals. Infused did come out second, though, in the rematch versus Team Caliber. They beat them again. In Group C, it was Elevate over top of Epsilon Esport. And Group D, Optic Nation and Vitality battled through. And really, we thought it was maybe going to be Optic Nation, TCM, but Vitality in the rematch this time got revenge against TCM to close out the night.
Yeah, TCM, they played horrendously yesterday. It was quite disappointing to see, to be honest, but Vitality, they played insanely well. To beat them 3-0 after, I think they lost 3-1 the first series, so in the rematch, for them to win 3-0, they played great and they fully deserve to be in the knockout stages.
Looking at kind of the teams that remain from Europe, Epsilon, Vitality, and of course Infused, who do you think is the strongest of those 3?
So far, I'd say Epsilon. I think Vitality did a really good job to come back strong against TCM yesterday, but I'm gonna have to say they're gonna get knocked out today because Optic's just gonna be too hard for them. And then Infused have actually got a really good chance of getting top 4. This is the biggest surprise for me. If they can get top 4, I don't think anyone expected that.
We have the bracket. It's going to be an epic day, and the matches today are going to go in this order from top to bottom. We announced it last night. Our top 4 teams were seeded first. That was Elevate, FaZe Clan Nation, and Optic Gaming. And you can see after the random draw, Elevate was chosen to face off against Infused. FaZe battles against Envy, who has maybe the toughest tournament out of any of the teams competing here. First, they had Optic Gaming in group play. Now they have FaZe in just round 1. Optic Nation is going to face off against Epsilon in a matchup that I think we could definitely see an upset from the European squad. And then Vitality had the unfortunate draw of going up against Optic Gaming here in that first round. But kind of looking ahead, guys, what are some of the major matchups that you're looking forward to?
I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and hopefully that Optic Gaming and FaZe play each other, which been on opposite side of the brackets that it's more than likely going to happen. But I'm really excited to see this game here. I think Infused have a really good chance. I think they're the main underdog out of all of them, and they have a good chance of winning a big chunk of money here.
What are you looking forward to the most, Gunch?
Yeah, I've got to agree. The Optic FaZe would be the matchup everyone's looking out for. But I think the matchup for the semi-finals is looking at it could be potentially Elevate against FaZe. That could be a really tough matchup for both of them. But hopefully we see FaZe Optic.
FaZe Optic. I think that's kind of the storyline coming into the tournament. For those of you guys new to the competitive Call of Duty scene, of course, Optic Gaming, the most dominant squad outside of the World Championships, where Denial was able to take that tournament. Optic has always been on top. FaZe, though, most recently defeating them on LAN, and they did it very impressively at UMG Dallas, looking to defend the title as the top squad in the game right now. They also lead the MLG Pro League. But we asked the casters before the tournament who we thought would come out on top, and here's a look at our initial predictions. I went with the FaZe clan. Shane, you were right there with me. So was Maven, Mr. X, and Courage. We're all jumping on the bandwagon. Meanwhile, Gunchy, you stuck to your guns with Optic Gaming. You've seen both squads. We're potentially going to see that best-of-7 grand finals. Who do you give the edge to if you had to put your money down on one of them right now?
Well, obviously, I think from FaZe winning the last tournament, I think they've got the slight edge because they are the on-form team at the moment. But Optic Gaming, they've been looking so strong throughout this tournament. Their roster on paper is just ridiculous. I mean, most of the time people just give up. Some teams give up before they even play them because it's just they don't stand much of a chance. So, to be honest, I'm looking at Optic to take it.
It's a pretty safe pick, I think. A lot of the fans out there would agree with you. I think it's going to go to Game 7. At least I'm hoping so, if it does end up that way. Our dark horses, though, for the weekend, I went with Elevate. You know, you have 50% of the original Elevate squad. Other half is coming from Denial as fill-ins and replays and Slasher. Tons of potential. They were just missing the teamwork is what we saw from them yesterday. If they're able to find that groove and get things together early this morning against Infused, I think they have a chance of maybe upsetting FaZe in a big best-of-5 in those semifinals. We'll have to see how that plays out. Shane, you said Epsilon at the very start of the week, and you had faith in this team. Why were you so confident in this squad coming in?
Just by following them all on Twitter. They are all insanely confident players, especially rated. They've been banging form recently, especially at LAN. I think they've won the last 2 events pretty comfortably in Europe. So, and with the addition of Madcat, who's an insanely confident player, one of those guys with just so much raw talent, he's just such a good addition to the team, and he's played out of his mind this weekend. And if he does it today, they can go further on.
Gunchy, out of the teams that we really haven't talked about, which players have kind of shined from you? From Elevate, maybe Optic Nation, Envious, a few of the squads that aren't on FaZe or Optic Gaming.
So far, the standout players for me, I'm looking at Aqua. He's been making some ridiculous plays, specifically on Search and Destroy. He's such an aggressive SMG player. Slasher's been really consistent, like he always is throughout this game. On this game, he's just always consistent. He's always putting up numbers. And then on Optic Nation, I think it's been a good team effort. Machilla's he's been a little bit inconsistent, but when he's been playing really well, he's been going off. He's been playing really good. And also Embos is like really good. He's a good team captain. He's been making the right plays throughout each game. So they're my star-studded players.
I asked you who are the standout players because, as many of you guys know, this event is sponsored by Vulcan.com, and I've been playing a little fantasy throughout the week, and every day I pick my starting 8. Today, we have some players no longer in the tournament from TK or Rise. I've made some moves here to my list, sticking with Octane, Zuma, Formal, and Attach, as well as Mochilla. I bring in Joe and Marky B. I think Joe has the potential to go far. It's either him or Moch moving on to the semifinals, as Epsilon will play Optic Nation. Marky B, I went for him just because he's been so cheap, but he's had some explosive games throughout the weekend. But really, I'm looking at Zuma, Attach, Aqua, and Formal to bring me the big money today. But you guys have a chance right now. Go to Vulcan.com, enter your team before the matches kick off, and of course, use the promo code GFINITY. It's 100% match deposit. So you put $100 in or £100 in, you're going to get 200. Pretty sweet stuff.
Most definitely worth it.
Absolutely. So the first game, though, is right around the corner. We have Elevate setting up to face off against Infused. Don't go anywhere. Match 1 kicks off when we return.
Wait, you're not on it? I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it. Where are you at?
You wanna rub my boner?
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, dollar.
Check this out.
Hello, my name's Oliver Rel Whitfield and I'm one of the Call of Duty casters. Gamer style to me in 3 words, I'd say cool, professional and comfortable. Well, I went for the smartest look I could go for to put on a good show, I suppose. Smart and professional, that was what I was going for. Best dressed competitor, I'm going to go with Brycey. I model my fashion off Brycey. Everything he does resonates through me. People should vote for me because I've just tried to look the best I could for the event.
It's time. Match number 1, just moments away from kicking off. Puck it back in the top man analyst desk here with Gunchi as well as Shane. Fellas, let's start with you. I got to ask about this Infused squad coming from Europe. Infused, shocking everybody by being able to take down Team Calbert twice yesterday. Gunchi, what do they need to do to, I guess, take down Elevate? What do they need to avoid?
So yesterday they obviously had a really good tournament. So far they've been on form. They need to stop, just like basically just don't like slack off. They need to like stay mentally strong. It's what Marky B's there for. He needs to keep this team like focused all the time because players in that team do tend to like drop off. Like someone like Alexa E, he's kind of known for like just doing stupid things sometimes in games which you just can't afford to do. But this event he's looked really solid, so I can't really pick out many things from his gameplay that I can criticize. But no, if they keep mentally focused, I think they're going to do really well in this matchup.
Shane, from this Infused lineup, who has been most impressive to you?
My favourite player so far has been Alexity. He's always been one of those players that's going to do amazing or pretty much terrible. But this event, he's played out of his mind. The FaZe game yesterday, he was the star player. If they kept composure a little bit more, it could have been a different score. They deserved to win 2 maps. They were very, very comfortably winning them. And then they literally just bottled it in the last 30, 40 seconds.
And, you know, this Infused squad on the left side of your screen, Elevate on your right side of the screen. Let's start with Infused. From left to right, it looks like we're going to have Lexity, Quicker Than You. Then that's Urban, the new player that you've been all over this week in Gunch. You really like his bow play, led by the veteran Marky B. Talk to me a little bit in depth about this lineup. What have you seen? What are their roles so far throughout the week in Gunch?
Yeah, so Alexi's kind of versatile. He would switch between a Bal and a sub. His best game mode is probably the respawns, where you can just slay everything. And then Urban's got a really good understanding of how to play the game. He kind of teaches his team how to play. if they're doing anything wrong, he's a good person to point things out. From watching Marky stream anyway, that's what I gathered. Quick News kind of he's come through the ranks. He started off with Lightning Pandas. He's a submachine player. He's really confident. He doesn't like say negative things in games, which is always a good thing to have on your team. And then Marky B, obviously rounding off the team. A lot of people know Marky for his team leadership skills. He's really confident in what he does. And on this game, he's not had much luck. He's been getting dropped from a few teams, but I think he's just so hungry for success, and this is him.
Shane, talking about that Infused lineup one more time. They're quicker than you. You played with them on Lightning Pandas. You kind of brought him into the competitive scene. Is he a better player now than he was back when he was on your squad?
He was a great player when we first had him, but for someone to go from YouTube to competitive, he's probably been around for about a year, and that's it. So to get to where he is now in that short time, he's a great player. His old gaming tag was quicker than you because he genuinely is just a really fast player. But I'm really proud of what he's done today, and hopefully he can carry on.
He's been looking pretty darn impressive. Urban also, I think, is going to be my player to watch from that squad. The ace against FaZe. He just opened up the game with that bow. Look for him to be a dominant S&D player. But on the other side of the main stage, we are going to see juggernauts from North America. Two of them, well, we've seen them win championships in AW. Replays at the biggest event of the year, the World Championship. There took home $400,000 with Denial. He is playing with Slasher, his current teammate on Denial, as well as the boys Slacked and Classic, who are starters on the Elevate roster. Let's go in depth with this team. Shane, starting with you, most impressive player to watch on this squad. I know Gunchi loves watching Slasher.
I completely agree. Slasher, I think for some reason, he's played insane at every single event. Like, in my opinion, he's a top 5 player in the game, and for whatever reason, he's so underrated. He'll be there, like, slow sort of AR player. Classic had a bit of a role change from Ghost to this game. He likes using the bow now, and to be fair to him, he's done great with it. Replays, he's one of those dream teammates. Communication is great at all times. Very composed, and also an unbelievable S&D player, which won him the World Championships. And then Slacked, he's capable of doing anything. He's an aggressive sub player, be getting in your face. He's one of those players that are a nightmare to play against, and he's very, very consistent.
Gunchi, weakness of this team?
I'd have to go with I kind of like Classic and Slacked, I guess. They've never really shone for me like at tournaments, but what is good about them is the fact that they just gel so well with teams. That I can imagine them being really positive people. And in this team, they have 3 really good friends in Classic, Slacked, and Replays. They're all really good friends. They've teamed with each other plenty of times before. So that's where all the team chemistry comes from. No matter what, if it's a pickup team, it's kind of irrelevant because they're just going to get that chemistry together.
We picked out 2 players to look at in our key player matchups throughout this battle. Classic, representing Elevate, comes in with a 1.34 uplink kill-to-death ratio, 22% of all the team's captures, and also has a 3.0 average uplink caps per game. On the other side, Lexity, he's looked very strong in a lot of the hard points. His overall KD and uplink, not above a 1.0, but he's sticking around even every game. Also has 22% of the team's caps, putting in about 2 uplinks per game. And I think this is going to be really fun to watch because when it gets to Game 3, we know Elevate has some planned strategies. They opened up with a dominant play. It kind of blew our minds yesterday. They started off, you saw double stuns on the uplink. They tossed it up to Slack, who then Hail Married it over to Replays. They put in the first 2 points of the game in like 15 seconds. So Elevate, they have their set strategies. I'm wondering, was Infused able to watch it all? Are they going to be prepared to combat that on their own today?
No, I don't think they will be, to be honest, not at all. I mean, you can't like prepare for the play that they did on that uplink yesterday was insane. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It just shows how much time these players actually put into the game. And if they're putting time into the game, they deserve to be going on to win championships, and that's what I want to see from a team like Elevate.
Pickup squad with some sick strats coming in. It's going to be fun to watch, guys. The match is ready to kick off. Let's get your predictions. Shane, real quick, who takes the series? How many games?
Unfortunately, I'll have to go with Elevate 3-1.
3-1.
I can't disagree with that. 3-1 as well.
What do they lose?
S&D.
Yeah, S&D.
3-0. Elevate. America. Casters, take it away.
All right, thank you, Chris Puckett. Maven here, joined by Mr. X. We're getting ready to kick things off with our first series of Championship Sunday. $100,000 on the line. This first match, Matt, what are your thoughts going in, bud?
Closer matches.
Oh, the quarterfinals?
The quarterfinal match. I think this one and the Envy FaZe one probably be the 2 closest matches out of all of them. This Infused team's interesting, but I want to talk more about Elevate. Start things off. I think very scary team in this tournament because they come in, pretty much a pickup squad, half of Denial, half of Elevate.
Pretty much, yeah.
4 talented players.
Despite their history, still a pickup squad.
Yeah, still a pickup squad. The 4 very talented players. They don't really have a weakness. I guess, Classic and Replays, you kind of have 2 players who, can kind of disappear and respawn game mode sometimes.
From time to time,
Classic's been playing much better recently, though. And I would say they're a scary team because they come in here with, no expectations, right? They have nothing to lose. I mean, they're a pickup team. They're here just to kind of go as far as they can. And they're a scary team in this tournament because they have the talent to beat some of these top teams. And they're kind of just playing with house money, so to speak.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And so far, they've been gelling so well. They talked a lot about that play. Obviously, not something you typically expect out of a pickup team. For me, I guess if I thought if this was the full Elevate squad, honestly, I think I'd be taking this to 3-0 for Elevate without question. I just would be. They're one of my favorite teams. I picked them to do really well at UMG. I really like their core group. Being that it is this pickup squad, this one's. I think it'd go the distance,
can give
man.
them a game. I don't think it goes the distance.
Infused was beating up TK, man. Okay, the games are close, but you beat them. You beat them in 2 best-of-5s.
Okay.
You're a superior team if you win 2 best-of-5s on land.
Absolutely.
Is TK as strong as Elevate? I don't believe so.
No,
I don't believe so.
No, I don't
but
think so
I think they're going to be able to hang here. I think this one definitely has potential to go the distance. But I think if you're going to see a sweep, if there is going to be a 3-0, potential for that, maybe a 3-1, I think that's going to be for the Elevate side.
I think they'll be close games, and I think it'll probably go in Elevate's favor, probably 3-0 or 3-1. Infuse is interesting because quicker than you, former member of the Great Lightning Pandas, YouTuber turned competitive player. We usually don't see that, right? We usually see competitive players go to
Speaking
YouTube
of Lightning Pandas, Shane gave me a shirt at an event. It was one of my favorite shirts until I put it in the dryer, and now it's an extra small. Ruined my day. But here we go. Let's take a look at the maps here for this best of 5. It is going to be Detroit Hardpoint, followed by Solar, S&D, Uplink on comeback, Hardpoint retreat, then Search and Destroy on Riot. Now, one big thing to take a look at, I think, all right, if we're breaking down the AR advantage, I mean, when you have Slasher on your team, you kind of have to give the AR edge to Elevate, I think, without question.
And it's funny that you mentioned Slasher. I feel like at the beginning of the game, all we did was talk about how good Slasher was. Now, Slasher's a top 5 AR. He's a top 5 player in the game. One of the best ARs in the game. Then we just stopped talking about him completely. So it's like he goes from being heralded as this great player to then not talked about at all. But I think he's still that great player. I mean, you look at Season 3 stats for the Pro League. He's in top 5.
Well, they won.
Categories, and nobody mentions anything
I think it's just the fact that they won that first event, right? And then it kind of became the optic denial show for a little while. There was that kind of period where it was 1-2 for them. So it was clay formal, clay formal, clay formal. Is all you heard for quite some time. But you know what? Let's get eyes with Slasher here off the break. See what he's able to do here. Looks like he's going to be set up with the ASM-1 to kick things off if everyone's going to vie for control of this Central Atlas.
And for Infused to really contend in this, maybe they're going to need Lexi come up big. I mean, he's been crushing the entire weekend for them. And then Marky B to provide that leadership, right? He's like the veteran. I was talking to Swanee earlier. I feel like Marky B, he gets on a team, he makes them good, and then they just drop him for some reason, and then he ends up going to another team, making them good. So Marky B kind of the glue to a lot of these better European squads on that first hard point. Going to be able to pick up 2. It's going to be Infused jumping out to a quick early lead.
Yeah, he's that guy that I'm trying to think of who to compare him to in the American scene. Just the guy
makes teams better, and then
but he gets a short end of the stick.
Yeah, gets a short end of the stick.
Always seems to just be dropped
like TJ's had this season, right? No, he goes to TK, gets dropped to where their lead
like
spot
more
gets
an
bought.
Age thing, though.
That's
to
more
it,
of an
but
age thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with what you're saying, definitely, and it's good to see them doing strong here thus far. And it was nice that we heard Gunshi saying. They've got 3 teams into the top 8. All were at least, I guess you would say, upsets, getting the European teams in, going against American teams. I think you would have probably had them favored, even if it was by slight margins. The question is, though, can they make it through the quarterfinals here? This is going to be our first one as we're going to get ready to go. Now we're going to be set up in our second side of Hardpoint. This is going to be Classic that's going to be set up here. Early lead right now for the European team, but I don't think that's going to stick here as you do see.
You see Elevate spawning out pretty far away. They're going to try and just work through the mid-street, try and put pressure on that back trail area, break that spawn. Lexi picking up 1. Can't get the second. Slasher picking up 2 big kills. They're going to try and flood this hardpoint from all angles, and you're going to see Classic get in there, pick up 1. And now, going into Garage, this is where it's going to be huge for Elevate to try and make the comeback. Take some time here, dwindle down that lead a little bit more, but these next 2 hills are going to be the ones that they need to win to make that comeback.
Well, it looks like the scrap time going to be going to Infused. You'll see the early rotation and spawn going to be set up here for Elevate. They're going to be first, and Classic's going to be checking the back ramp. They're able to pick up the kill on the player at Atlas. And right now, they've got set up pretty well. They had a couple players that pushed up, but both of them are going to be dropped. Marky B and Lexity able to come up big, and now the push is going to come in. The pinch flies in. Classic is going to drop.
They broke that instantly.
Well, they broke it. Yeah, I mean, they didn't really deal with any trouble. That's because the two players, you and I talk about hardpoint. It's key to have players pushing outside of the hardpoint. They're the ones that have to pick up kill, provide the distraction. They didn't do that at all. I mean, they got taken out almost immediately, and that just opened it up for Infused.
Yeah, now you see Infused. They're going to get wiped out by Replays, and Slasher doing a nice job. They need to push this out, and Slasher doing a nice job controlling this glass area. That's going to control the spawn for this hill. And the next one, he's got one player in the mid street just trying to put some pressure on. If you're Replays, just got to lock that down. There's no reason to push out there because now you're going to have LXT and Marky B pushing into the hill, going to control it for Infused. And there's still a decent amount of time on it, right? Elevate's made a ton of time up. But going into this next hill, this is one that Elevate has to be careful. They can't afford to give away a ton of time on this next one because then you're going to have like something like a 100 to 55-point game going into that last and final hill, going in that second rotation. Elevate's going to have to play for garbage time. It's going to be pretty difficult for them to come back.
Yeah, and usually, I like to say typically after the first, let's say 3 hard points, you can kind of get a feel for how this one started to go. You don't really get a lot of information from the first hard point, really on any map. But so far, what
Classic
I can tell
huge right there.
is Infused is hanging tough right now. And yeah, Classic getting a big 2-piece. Replay is able to answer as well. And this is where we may see a lead change as Elevate's got very strong control here of Yellow.
Classic is shredding right now, Maven, on a 6th streak. He's going to get taken out from behind, but he did a great job picking up 3 kills in this hard point, then just looking out the window, putting on some AR fire down the street. Was able to pick up another one, and now Elevate starting to mount this comeback. Slasher's got players flooding in through the back door, but with this bow looking in the front, he's going to be so dominant, able to just pick off players, even his teammates, trying to get some shots through the window, and it looks like the guys on Infused going to opt to rotate to that final hill, and Elevate, even though they didn't have...
They got all that time, all of Yellow.
This is a game that I could see Elevate breaking open in the second half, to be quite honest with you, maybe. They didn't play to their standards right here in this first, rotation of hills. I mean, it's going to be a pretty close game going into this last hill, but you got to figure that Elevate has control of this one. That they go into the second rotation of hills, pretty much just do the same thing they did. They'll probably play a little bit better, start to heat up, and they're going to just blow this game open.
They're starting to pull away now. It was all with Yellow there. They held. It had to have been 40 to 50 points. I mean, they really set up well. They had Slasher locking out the bow. And then he had players just diving in front of him between Slack and Replays, just picking up kills with the sub. Complete control there. But we may have another lead change, as you do see School currently being controlled by Infused, but that's going to get busted wide open by the kills of Slack and Slasher. Just under 20 seconds left in this one. We're going to enter our second set of rotations here shortly, Matt.
For Infused to win this game, they need Urban to really pick it up. I mean, 16-22 right now. Marky B, 12 and 18. You're not going to win too many games when players slaying like that, especially with Advanced Warfare, right? It's such a kill-dependent game. When it's so fast-paced, you're going to need to just...
I mean, you can try and argue that all day, but the stats show differently. I mean, when you outslay in a hard point, you're winning it 90% of the time. And right now, the guys on Elevate doing a great job. Slasher leading the way at 24 and 16. We see Lexity get 2, gets 3 replays. I don't know if his controller got unplugged or what happened there, but Lexity just melts everyone there in mid-street. Great job by him. He's just rolling right now.
Man.
9 kills.
Gonna get 10. LXT on fire right now. Trying to bring Infused single-handedly back into this game. That was as good a streak as we've seen from anybody this
Were the
weekend.
players shooting at him?
No. It looked like he was invisible or something.
Yeah, he had Harry Potter's cloak there, just going off there outside of the Atlas. Incredible stuff. Just over 4 to play. We've not had another lead change yet. Infused hasn't been able to take over, but they've kept it close here, really on the back of Lexi's. He just went off. You see Marky V, you were talking about the fact that I think he was, 12 and 18, 12 and 19, having a pretty slow start, but he's on a 4 streak right now. The more time he spends in here without engagements, the better, unfortunately,
this is the same thing that happened on the, right at the beginning of the game, right? Infused got a bunch of time on that first hard point. And then, Elevate was able to make some of it back here in green. Now you're seeing Elevate set up. It's going to be LXT pushing that mid-street for Infused, trying to get control of this back trail area, and they're going to break that pretty easy. Replay is going to have to rotate out of the hill, try and put some fire in the back. He's going to get 1, not able to pick up the second. And Elevate's got a kind of predicament to go with now, Maven. Do they flood the hill from the front? Do they try and take control of spawns in the back? And it looks like they're actually going to be able to pinch this one. And everyone going to get taken out. So
that's
an amazing hold right there from Infused. Yeah, that's a difficult situation.
They hit from every angle. Yeah. Doesn't matter, as we do see Infused able to take over the lead here, up by 16. It's continuing to grow. Over 3 to play. They're showing that they can hang with the pickup team of Elevate right now. Incredible stuff out of Infused. They beat TK. in 2 best-of-5s. Unfortunately, Team Caliber's online and LAN woes continue. I wasn't really sure what to expect out of this team, but from game number 1, you can see already is we're going to have another lead change here. They can 100% hang.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, without question. I mean, they beat TK twice, like you said. Then coming into this game, you expected it to be pretty close, and it is. I think this hill's really going to decide the game, though, Maven, these next 2, especially this one. If you can get a bunch of time on this, you're going to be able to win the game. And right there, you saw somebody get turned on. I believe that Slacked replay is going to get taken out by Quicker. It's going to be in control. 2 Infused should be able to tie this game up and then take the lead here shortly. But if you are Elevate, you need to put pressure on that back spawn area. You need to get control after this next hill. They keep flooding through school. Should be pretty easy kills for Infused to pick up. And then they should be able to control that next hill as well. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Elevate to be able to break it from the front.
Good job so far by Infused. I mean, it's been contested a decent amount by Elevate, but they have not been able to break it. And if they get the rest of this time here, they're going to have a pretty significant lead going into the final 2 hardpoints. 8 seconds left. Marky B's going to win a gunfight there on back ramp, and they've got a 25 or so point advantage here as we're going to be rotating over to yellow. And this is a hill that Elevate went off last time.
Right.
They got pretty much all the time. That's where they originally took control. If they can do it again, they may have a chance to take a lead into the final hardpoint. Right now, though, they did get the break here. They're going to be set up. You saw Slacked and Slasher with the 2 really locking this down before. They don't have the same setup yet. Slasher's going to be rotating over, watching mid-street. He's going to lose that gunfight. Trying to bust in is Infused. 3 down. Marky B the only one alive, but he's going to be the one on the hard point.
Infused pinches from both sides, and they give up that good spawn. Still 30 seconds left on this hill. Gonna have to see Elevate flood in here right away and get some of this time, or else this game is gonna go to Infused. 4 down again for Elevate. Infused doing a tremendous job locking this down. All they need to do is trade effectively in here. And as I say that, Slasher picks up 2, Slacked with 1, replays with another. A team kill coming in though. They need to take all this time and then kind of, I don't want to say get lucky on the next one. They need to win the rotation as well.
Oh, they've got it though. That's exactly what they need. So they're going to be down what? About a little under 15, so about 20 points or so as we rotate over.
It's going to be difficult though, man.
And who's just trying to bust in the back? That's going to be replays. He's got to go massive right now. It's going to be incredibly difficult, but they have the time to do it. They're trying to flood in front steps. Feed. They're trying to get in. He's going to be picking up. Slasher gets one though. Quicker is going to answer back, and this push here from back should be it. If Lexi can pick up these kills, he's only able to get 1 though, Matt.
Slack's going to be able to take out Lexi going into the hill. It's going to be in control to Elevate. You see Infused. They're just going to try and set up for 1 really strong push here to try and break it. That's all they need to do. Going to have 2 players flooding in from each side. LXT with a big 2-piece going to break the hill. Maven, that should be all.
It should be it. Just what a matter. No, it's already over. It's done. That's it. And that's, I mean, Lexi goes off.
That's why I said it should be over.
You saw, yeah, it should be over because it is.
Because it is.
Yeah, you see Lexi go massive. He had that 10 streak. He had 2 of the big breaks there at the end. I think it was their second attempt at the break at the final hardpoint. You saw them both coming in the back steps. He was able to get a kill, not able to clean up the second, but gave them at least a good amount of a contest. And then the 2-piece to break it at the end. Did an incredible job there at busting in. Infused, if I thought they were going to struggle in any game mode, I guess I figured the one would be the hard point, but they're able to steal this.
Yeah, and it's a big game from LXT. 40 kills in that game for him. Slasher doing all he could on the other side for Elevate. And you can't really say Elevate played a bad game. I mean, Slasher's the only one that goes positive, believe, right? Yep, Slasher the only one that goes positive.
But no one has a really rough game.
Nobody has a really rough game. They had control through the first half. I mean, they didn't play good in the first half. Just Infused kind of came alive in the second one. I mean, Marky B turned it on. We saw a few streaks from him. He started to bring it back a little bit. LXT with that big 10 streak started to heat up, and they really had no answer for his SMG play. No,
that was we said the series would be close. That was, it got even more back and forth than I thought. Really came down to really the final seconds. Ends up being approximately a 20-point win there coming in for Infused. Now, looking forward to S&D, you have a lot of solid S&D players. We weren't really sure what to expect from the side of Elevate yesterday, especially since, Classic has been sniping for the Elevate squad. Now you bring in Replays, who is one of the best snipers in the game. I thought it would maybe be confusing. Maybe they wouldn't be able to figure out roles quite as well. No issues at all yesterday. They look very strong.
No, but, this Infused team, obviously, they beat TK. They're able to, get by them, win some S&Ds against them. You don't really know.
All right, well, I do hear there's a quick bathroom break for one of the players. We do have a Mr. and Mrs. video. I believe it's Classic and Replays.
This should be good.
I'm excited.
One item? Does Chipotle count as item? Like a lifetime supply of Chipotle? Because he would do that. Probably Slasher. Dog. Be going to school and working to an accounting degree. Oh, jeez. Donald, though.
One thing to a desert island. Could it be my Xbox? My Xbox. You got it wrong.
I got that wrong. I said Chipotle.
Yeah, but that's a one-time thing.
No, I said
Oh, like the entire.
supply.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Well,
you're
I
valid.
didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know I could do that. I would do that. Probably him.
No, come on, man.
No, I'm kidding. Slacked. If I was answering seriously, Slacked. I was just trying to boost your
I
confidence.
got that wrong. I said Slasher.
Well, Slasher did play better than Slacked. Still going to college, but working on my accounting degree. Dogs. Donald Duck all the way.
Did I get that right? I think I
Gotta
got
go
that
with Donald Duck.
I think I got that right.
Yeah.
Definitely got that right.
All right, and we're back. Great stuff there. You know, honestly, if I could take one item to a desert
what
island,
would you take?
What would I take to a desert island?
Hair gel. That's what you would take.
Hair gel would be good. That'd be a solid one.
You would need
you
it.
Can't. I don't think you can drink hair gel.
No, I don't think you could.
I like the lifetime supply of Chipotle. I
a
mean,
little bit
I think
overrated.
I'd take a beautiful woman, right? Or Scott Gandhi.
Scott Gandhi. I feel like Scott Gandhi is your dream woman.
Dude, yeah, Gandhi. I mean, he would be excellent at chopping wood, building a fort for me. I would just relax. I'd find some mangoes.
They were much better than when me and you did that. You didn't know anything about me. I knew everything about him.
I just don't care to know anything about you, man.
Yep. Well,
Love
anyway.
casting with you. Great stuff.
No,
Here we
good
are. If you are just tuning in through Game 1 of the quarterfinal, getting ready to hop into S&D. I believe it's going to be Solar for our second map. Let's pick a player here, Matt. Give me one from each side that you really expect to go off. Who are your eyes going to be on?
Slasher.
Your
for
key player matchup.
Slasher for Elevate. You know, towards the beginning of the game, one of the best S&D players in the game, like right up there with Parasite. Was the big discussion at the beginning of Advanced Warfare. Who is the better
He
S&D
was crushing.
player?
I mean, when the open event in Columbus, I remember he was just
It's a completely different
dominant.
game now than it was.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, from the get-go, though, he was a very strong
he's been
player.
a good S&D player. And then Alexi, again, for Infused, he seems like the key player for this team on all game modes. And I think really the story for that first one is that the subs for Elevate really had no answer for him.
They didn't. I mean, they couldn't shut him
You know
down
what,
at
he
all.
goes
I know
40 and
he didn't go
36,
plus
maybe-
20 or
right.
something, but in the role he's playing with a ton of engagements, 40 and 36, he gets the 1.11 ratio. I think, I mean, he goes massive for sure. They didn't. I mean, no one really of the SMG players that we see on the other side. I mean, well, to be fair, we talked about no one really going off. I mean, Slasher goes positive, but no one really having a big game. But I mean, you could say that for
Maybe
both
that's a
sides.
bad game.
That's one of the most balanced games you kind of get from two teams.
Yeah, it was kind of odd.
No one really going off. Everyone kind of right around that 0.9 to even. Really balanced effort. And that's the reason you saw 5-6 lead changes. But we should be ready in just a moment to get loaded into S&D on Solar. Here's a quick recap of your maps. Game 3 then will be Uplink, comeback, Hardpoint, retreat for Game 4, and then Game 5, if needed, will be a search and destroy on Riot. Now, I don't know, who do you think has the advantage going into this, though?
I don't think either team has an advantage.
That's how
going
I
into
feel
this
about
one.
every map.
I feel like this series is kind of could go all over the place, right? Like you look at the third map, it's going to be Uplink comeback. You would usually favor, North American teams. They usually know how to play Uplink a little bit better than
That
European
hasn't
teams.
been the case really this weekend, though.
But
Not as
hasn't
much,
been the
at
case
least.
this weekend. And Uplink, a game that takes a ton of teamwork, and this is a pickup team, like we said. So yeah, that kind of balances it out there, right? And then Infused for Elevate, it's a team that they probably haven't seen. Marky B is pretty new to this squad. 2 weeks maybe. So you figure that they're kind of just figuring everything out as well. It's a series that just going to come down to the calls the in-game leaders for each teams make and who can counter the opposing squad.
Well, the call early is let's
Great one,
fly,
yeah.
as they just
And
get in early. 4 down for Elevate. You saw it on the minimap, man.
It was like a Ronda Rousey fight.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
What did that last 34 seconds?
That might have been faster.
Yo, this was definitely faster. They just hit him in the face quick.
And there's no way
Speaking of
Elevate
quick,
could have
quicker 3
predicted
kills.
that.
No, they didn't expect that at all.
No, they were like, oh,
they
we're
were
just gonna
very
go to
leisurely
B.
like, oh, let's stroll over here to the B bomb
And then
site.
it's like, oh no, I'm dead. And then the next person's like, oh, well, they were all dead.
Incredible stuff. We're definitely going to start with Quicker here, as he is 3-0. Let's see if we see a quick flank or any aggression out of the side of Elevate after they just get punched in the mouth.
So it looks like Elevate's going to play a little bit slower all the way back near Garage. You can have Infused playing slow, trying to push up towards B. You see the bomb moving closer on top of rails. Slack's going to nade over the building, just trying to see if he can get a hit marker, maybe get a little bit lucky. And Alexi being pretty aggressive with that sniper rifle. not going to be able to get any lines of sight on any of those players. And it's odd. You know, you usually don't see a sniper player with the bomb, but he's going to be the bomb carrier for this Infused squad. Looks like just...
Yeah, he's known for his no-scope ability.
You just made that up completely.
Yeah, that's 90% of my casting, Matt.
Yep. Well, he's going to move over towards the B bomb site. Should be able to get that bomb down as you see how far away everybody on Elevate is playing. He's going to have eyes on one player, going to be able to take out Slasher. And that's another weird play, right? I mean, Slasher probably would never figure they would put a sniper rifle player that aggressive.
He's got the bomb. What is he doing?
He has the bomb. He's going to be able him and Marky able to take out replays down below. So
they have no intention of planning, apparently.
It's going to be a 2-player advantage. Only 20 seconds left in the round. Now, going to attempt to get this one down to B.
I mean, that's dangerous. I mean, I guess you can get it pretty easy there.
Well, we saw her optic yesterday on Detroit, but this is a map where they've just completely dominated one side.
Wow.
That is another pretty dominant round.
Did he get those last 2 kills? Because
so.
I know he got the assist on the player below. Does he get? Yep,
Yeah,
gets that. Gets the second. So that was basically that's like a 3.5, almost an ace. Gets the assist there at Pipes. What do you call that?
Sure, we'll give
if
it
you
a
get
3.5.
3 kills and assist, what do you call that? Yeah, give it a 3.5.
Why not? You're just making stuff up on the fly. Anyway.
Can I coin that?
Yep.
Trademark? Put a TM next to 3.5 for me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's going to be a huge round
it's
for
like a
Elevate.
Yelp rating for my restaurant I have not yet opened.
It's going to be a huge round for Elevate as they're going to head over towards the A bomb site. We'll go on board with Classic. He's going to be the first one in. He's going to get naded. Slasher, though, with a big first blood on Urban. All they have to do is get this player off Catwalk or push him back. They're going to have complete control at A site.
They have 3 stacked here, though. They're ready to deal with it. You have Quicker and at back Catwalk. He's going to be the first to probably engage, and that's going to be a big win there from Classic. He's able to pick it up. They're able to get another kill as well, so it's going to be Lexity and Marky B. I'm going to go to Lexity just because he hasn't died yet. He's 4-0. He's got the snipe. They haven't got the bomb down yet. Oh, they're going to be flying at him in just a second. And what a perfect time for him to rotate in because he was just about to get caught. He heard him coming, got the call from his teammates. And that was Marky B that was able to pick up 1. So, I mean, with his positioning here, he's in a great position to pick off a player at B. You have Marky B in a good position checking mid-map. He's going to be the first to engage here.
These players just playing like ring around the rosy with each other. Nobody can get eyes on anyone. It's going to be LT in the middle, and he absolutely destroys replays with the pistol. And now the bomb is going to be down.
He's a maniac.
No way.
Oh,
no
stop.
Way. Oh.
I thought he hit it for a second there.
Sick.
Marky B able to pick it up. That was some good duo work. I think
Infused
it was
coming out on fire in the series. Elevate.
They were in a 2v3,
This
right?
is going to be a 2-0 in favor of Infused quick if Elevate doesn't wake up.
They're getting stomped right now. And Lexi is playing like a madman, a man on a mission. His pistol is definitely more powerful than any of the submachine guns that you currently have at Elevate. He just looks so confident, man. He is flying at people right now.
Starting out 5-0 here at
I'm
S&D.
staying with him.
Yeah, stay on board with him. He's got the sniper rifle on the offensive
I'm not
side.
even confident I'm saying his name right.
Let's see what he does
Lexity.
here. Yep.
LXT.
It's going to go over
Known for his no-scopes and aggressive behavior. Tries to get a shot at a player in the back, not able to hit it. But you do see Urban flying forward. He's going to have to back down.
And this time they're actually going to get up onto the bomb.
They actually care about playing to the bomb, it
Well,
seems.
you know how far Elevate played back the last round? There's really no kind of resistance there over by the B bomb site. Replay's going to get a first blood nade on LXT, so that's going to have their counter that sniper play. They're just going to try and nade him off of that top alleyway, and you're going to see Replays trying to force through mid-cut. He's got one player directly behind him, and
Do you
that
not
player
hear
just
bullets?
is falling asleep. And it's going to be 2v1 Classic and Replays. Last two live. They're going to be able to win that first round. It's going to be Classic getting a big two-piece there at the end.
Well, you know, the best thing about S&D, I enjoy watching it much more when it's teams that aren't familiar with each other. You can kind of see how they adjust. You know, when you're watching teams that play in the league, you know, we cast every night this Season 3 league. Yeah. S&D's just become, I guess, pretty methodical. They kind of know what each other are going to do. You rarely see teams mix it up as much as I'd like. You have to adapt much more in a situation like this.
Yeah, it's all about just feeling the other team out, right? Yeah. Kind of getting a feel for how they're going to play defensively, what they like to do tendency-wise on offense, and then just come up with creative plans to stop that.
Gotta love creativity. It is a very underrated characteristic among Call of Duty players. But the first blood going to come in there. Classic going to be able to pick it up. Now they have a 4v2 advantage behind Slasher. Elevate screaming back after they were showing very little life early.
And, you know, LXT with the sniper rifle, this is a spot that's really going to hurt him, right? You know, 4v2 would definitely rather have a battle in this position, and he is going to just go in there with the sniper rifle. Maybe just
what I tell you about his no-scopes?
He told us about his no-scopes right there. It didn't work out. Quicker than the last one alive. He's going to drop, so Elevate starting to gain a bit of a momentum here, Maven.
He had a player right below him, too, at the barrel there, and he had him in
He
his
was just like,
sights for
"Screw it,
quite
I'm
some
going
time.
for it."
Yeah, he had no desire to just even recognize that player's vicinity. And there you see it. They're able to take yet another round. So 3-0 early for Infused. They're looking just dominant early on. Elevate now trying to bring it back. They've gotten back-to-back rounds here.
I wouldn't be surprised if Elevate just pushes straight through B this time.
Well, you know, I think we hurt his feelings. He's put the sniper away.
Yeah, and looks like we're going to have a split out of the guys on Infused. It's going to be LXT up top with the bow. Now you're going to see some kind of rotation coming over from Elevate into A, and it's going to be Classic getting that first blood on Marky B, but the bomb's still over at B, so they're just trying to show face at A and then maybe get a sneak plan over at B.
That is such a tough, like, if you're pushing Cat.
With a sub?
Exactly. That is a Bow's dream.
Yeah.
You see a player come
That's a free
flying.
kill. That's essentially a free kill.
Absolutely a free kill. You'd have to have absurd shots with an ASM-1 there to pick that up. Marky B kind of handed one away as he's going to be first-blooded.
Yeah, its kill's going to be exchanged on the other side of the map. LXT drops Classic, replays, finishes him off pretty quick. So it's going to be a 2v2. Quicker than you and Urban, last two alive for Elevate, for Infused, and then you're gonna have Slacked and Slasher, last two alive for Elevate. They're gonna be on top of Bomb, and I like the way that the guys on Infused are playing this, just kind of being sneaky, hiding. Quicker can definitely make a play coming behind the players of Elevate here.
I thought for a second Slasher was gonna be staring at it. Urban is gonna drop. Just play time right now. He's trying to stay alive now.
Well, the bomb's planted for him over here on this catwalk. All he has to do is just peek it. Should be able to take out both players, and he's gonna get one.
Oh, God.
Does he have enough time?
I didn't see exactly when he hopped on it. I don't think he has it. I don't think he has it.
He's
so
quicker
close.
than you, clutches the round.
2 ticks away.
Unbelievable. I didn't see when he jumped on it.
Yeah, I was on the bomb carrier. I didn't even have time to switch. I just waited for the auto switch because he was the only one alive, and I couldn't tell.
The bomb was planted for him on that catwalk.
It was about. It was right at 8.5. I couldn't really tell exactly where it was, but not enough time there.
There's like 0.2 difference. If he would have got on a 0.2 faster, he would have gotten that.
A very, very close round coming in there. Quicker, able to clutch it up. Yeah, that's the internal clock there. It's planted for him, able to check it at just the right instance. And that came down to, can he kill the bomb carrier before the other guy cuts him down? And he was able to do it with that. I mean, he killed him.
Well, Slack was looking over towards Map's room, and then he just comes through that catwalk, able to take out player on the bomb. You're going to see fast push from Elevate over here towards A. They're going to get one, but Infused has stacked 2 players over there. Replays doesn't care about that. He's going to take out both of them. Now they have complete control of the A site and a man advantage. Should be able to plant the bomb and take the round.
Yeah, this should certainly be a win here with bomb down in a 4 versus 2. And you've got the entire team of Elevate really in a 10-foot radius of each other right now. We're going to see if they come up with a breakdown. Marky B is able to pick one up. Lexi gets one at the same exact time. All of a sudden, I'm sorry, it was a 3 versus 2. All of a sudden, Slacked by himself to deal with this. He gets one. We're going to have a 1 versus 1. Lexi versus Slacked. You know, as crazy as I'm watching him, as crazy as he's been playing throughout this one, he's been an absolute madman. He's got just over 20 seconds to work with. He's going to go low. I thought he was going to jump up top and just run right into
Well, this
Slacked.
is so difficult once the bomb's planted A. There's so many little sneaky spots that you can play this from, and Slack just playing the clock perfectly. He's going to check the bomb here in just a second. Going to be able to win the round, finishes it off with a kill. So Elevate. After that, I know they feel like they gave that last round away, right? I mean, Slack's looking over towards catwalk. He's able to pick up that kill pretty quickly on Quicker, and you know that's a round in their favor. So Quicker going big that previous round. That's really, I think, going to be the difference here in this S&D if Infuse wins.
And you know, you saw game number 1 was really back and forth, lots of lead changes. I mean, this has been a lead for Infused from the get-go. You know, they won the first 2 rounds.
Barely.
They've had advantage at least. We haven't seen any kind of round lead change yet. Elevate hasn't been able to take control of this one, but still very, very close. Now Lexity again gonna get that first blood. He's 8-4. We've seen him rock a sniper pistol. We've seen him rock a bow. We now pull out the ASM-1. He's getting everything done. It's a 2v2. With the quickness, just over a minute to play. Quicker's gonna be by himself. You saw him clutch around earlier. He's got one. Can he dip out? Gets around the corner.
Yeah, and Replay's going for the ace, and this one picks up 3 with the bow over in the B street. It's gonna be searching for Quicker. Can Quicker go big again for Infused and push them to the brink of winning this S&D against Elevate? And this is a round that Elevate needs desperately, Maven.
Yeah, they've got to take this one. You know, you get that 5th round. You got the 2-round advantage. I definitely think this would be one that Infused can take here, but let's see the timing. I mean, as soon as he goes for the plan. Oh, Replays. I thought if he was going to push, he'd be able to possibly catch him there, but that will not be the case. He's actually going to be caught rotating over to B. So now this is Quicker's round to win. Replays has to pull the miracle here, win the 1v1, get the ace, get the defuse. Can he do it?
And they're asking a lot out of replays. I mean, he's already gone big for Elevate now in such a difficult spot. He's going to run right into maps quicker. Going to be able to clutch that. So
he
he's
didn't
gone.
even see him. I don't think he was prone in that corner.
He's gone big. I mean, going huge in that previous round, able to just kill the player, defusing the bomb, and then get out of there in time right there. Finishing off both of those players, clutching that 2v1. Yet again, quicker than you, pushes Infused one round away from taking a 2-0 map lead versus Elevate. I don't think anyone would have predicted that.
And like you said, I mean, for me, it's been the first bloods of Lexity and the clutch plays of Quicker that have really pulled him out to an advantage here. I just want to see if he's going to be pulling the stuff back out.
And we highlighted Slasher pregame. He's 2-7 right now.
Yeah, he hasn't really been able to get rolling in this one at all. Classic at forwards. He's going to get dropped. That's going to be Quicker. He's on a 4 streak. He's able to pick up 2 more, and this should be it. They've got a 3v2 advantage.
The bomb's
It's
down.
not over, but yeah, Quicker's standing on top of the bomb, basically.
And then you see the one player over on the other side of the map over in maps. That's going to be LXT. He's going to have both players right next to him, Maven. He's going to get taken out. It's going to be Replays able to win that gun engagement. So going to have a 2v2 now. Bomb down on the opposing side of the map from the players of Elevate. They got to start moving over there quick, Maven. They got to start thinking about what they want to do.
Oh, the timing there. Replays would have definitely, I think, been able to pick that one up, but instead, that's going to be Quicker. Getting eyes on him, going to know the position here. He's going to be trying to cut mid-map. Now, did they end up going high? He saw one for just a second. He's going to wisely dip out. Time is on their side. 30 seconds left. He's going to see replays. All he's doing is being incredibly, he's a pest right now.
Just gaining information right now. He's going to know they're heading over towards A. They should be able to collapse on this bomb site. He's got one player directly above him. Replays able to win that verse Quicker. It's going to be all up to Urban here. Can he clutch the 2v1 bomb down at A? This is going to be the most impossible round for him to win.
Yeah, this is one where they had advantage. They had a 3 versus 2. They had bomb down. All of a sudden, it's going to be yet another 1v1. Can we see another clutch here from Infused, Matt?
Another clutch. That would be unreal.
But like you said, this is the A site. It's so difficult to clutch from this site, especially in a 1v1 with all the spots you're able to set up. And he's flanking behind him right now. Let's get this from Replay's POV. He should be able to cut him down. Oh, this is easy.
Yep. Replays able to take him out on bomb. Going to win the round for Elevate. So can Elevate force around?
Replays is going nuts, by the way.
Yeah,
he's on a 4 streak now. He was one kill shy of that ace earlier.
Yes.
They've pulled it.
If they win this S&D, it's strictly because of replays.
Oh, replays is going nuts. What is he? 12-4, 12-6?
I think 12-6.
Yeah, 12-6. He's going crazy right now. Having a massive game, and really carrying the weight right now is, like you said, Slasher hasn't been able to
Slasher's
really
the
get
one
anything
that you
going.
expected to really go off in the S&D, right?
We've seen replays do this before.
Yes.
He's had massive S&Ds, but you know, if I was going to pick a player, certainly I'd be talking about Slasher. We haven't seen an aggressive defensive round really out of them at all. It looks like they're going to stack the B side this time. They're set up nicely to deal with this mid-map aggression.
Yeah, it was Quicker trying to get position in the mid-map. Then he's going to be spotted jumping over into blue, and that's going to push the defense of Elevate all the way back. But Infused doing another kind of odd play. They're going to leave the bomb over on that B side of the map.
Lex again? Lex like hops skipping around the sniper? No,
yeah, they're just going to try and force an over-rotation here out of Elevate, and he actually spots one player down below him. Should be able to pick up an easy kill on replay. So that's exactly what the guys on Infused wanted, right? They wanted to show over at B and in A and the mid, and then they want to get players rotating through B, through the mid, over towards A,
that worked out
pick them off easy.
Unfortunately, they had a player drop at just about the same time, so they're not going to be able to have advantage here. They do have a free bomb site, though. They should be aware there was a rotation after he got that kill. Fantastic job.
Look at Elevate. They're all over at B. They have no idea what's going on.
Yep, Lexity got that kill. They all rotate over, and now they've got a bomb plant. But can they pick up the big kills? Player top glass is going to be Slasher. He's able to pick up one. Let's switch over to him as Classic gets one. He almost able to win that, but all 4 going to be down. This is going to a round number 11. And honestly, I know this sounds absurd, but just the way this has been playing out, like in my head, if I wasn't looking at the score being 5-5 going around 11, I would think this was, for whatever reason, I think this is like 5-2 right now.
If Elevate wins this game, they have stolen this.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I guess that's my point.
It just seems
absurd to me that this is going to a round 11 with the way these rounds have been playing out.
It seems like Infused has made all the right calls, and Elevate just will not go away. It's going to be Infused on the defensive side here in the round 11. Let's go on board with Elevate, see what they decide to do on offense.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with replays. He's going to be your bomb carrier. He's been the one going massive throughout this one, and he's really the reason. You know, I haven't been on his screen when he's come up with some of these massive plays, so maybe that's the way I feel, or the reason I feel that way is he's just gone huge off camera a couple times. We'll see what he can get done here, though.
It's going to be Infused playing 3 players over at A. They're just going to be roaming around the map. Looks like they're going to start to put pressure over on the B site, and that's, you know, going to play right into what Elevate wants to do. Elevate wants to force these gun engagements over at B. Now you see, probably thinking about going towards mid to A, which is a very interesting call, especially in round 11, right? What was that event? No, Optic in that last round, the round 11 against TK. I believe it was one at the Columbus Arena. They called a mid push in round 11. It was worked out for them. Quicker gonna get that first blood on Classic, so it's gonna be Elevate fighting from a man disadvantage, but they have good positions to make a play here.
Yeah, they've got control, basically, the offensive side of the map here. Lex should get caught. He's got pistol in hand. Oh, do not get Snipe Slasher, please. It's going to get traded, though. Quicker able to come over. He's working an ace right now. He's got 2. He's going to fall. It is going to be a 2 versus 2. We'll go back to replays right as he's dropped. All of a sudden, Slack. He only has 20 seconds to work with. Bomb is down. 2 are mid-street. Able to get 1. Can he get the second? No! God, that was close.
That was way too close.
Tags him up a bit, and that's what you call effective trading. You see your teammate drop, you're there to close it out when you have the man advantage. But oh god, that's a bullet to the face away from Urban losing that gunfight.
Yeah, and I think really the toughest part about that round was dropping the bomb in the middle of the map, right? Slack had to come out,
especially with as much
both
time
of those players, and with the amount of time on the clock.
Exactly. What was it, 25 seconds or so?
Down.
Really, once that bomb was down, he didn't really have much to work with. But that's about as much as you could ask for in that position. At least an opportunity to try and win a 1-on-2 gunfight. He came damn close to closing that one out.
Yeah, and you had Quicker going big, 4 Infused, bunch of clutch rounds, 2v1s, 12 and 8, 9 and 8 from LXT, big plays with the sniper rifle, and then on the other side for Elevate in the defeat, you had Replays putting up a great game, 13 and 8, 2 plants and a defuse. Slasher though, you needed him to show up in that one, 5 and 10 double negative. Needed a better game at him.
Yeah, not what you expect, certainly. But yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. I mean, it was quicker. Honestly, in the early rounds, it was quicker closing them out. Yeah. Towards the end, he actually picked up a couple 2 pieces, I think, to kind of get things going. But the first 5 or so rounds, Lexity had, 2 or 3
I would
first
say
bloods,
earlier in the game, it was LXT with the sniper rifle, getting those first bloods, playing in, odd spots that I don't think Elevate could have really...
Flying at people like a bird with a pistol.
Yeah, I couldn't really kind of predict it.
Yeah, he was scary.
Later in the game, Quicker's ability to just clutch consistently really was the difference. Next map, going to be a comeback uplink. This one...
We're hopping right into the action, Matthew, Mr. X.
This one, you'd probably favor Elevate. Am I correct?
Dude, I don't even know. I mean, they're down on 2
actually,
now.
this reminds me of the series. I believe we cast it the other day. It was the Rise series where they go down 2-0, and then they win that 3rd map. You kind of said, okay, they're going to get that second hardpoint. They're starting to heat up, and they kind of gave away that game 5.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of that game from the other day.
Yeah, this'll be tough, though. I love what I'm seeing out of Infused right now, man. They're playing out of their minds. But yeah, I guess this is when you get to Elevate, especially after what we saw on this map the other day. Yeah, you saw Elevate make some big plays, though, specifically on this map. If it comes down to clutch time, they're going to have some stuff up their sleeve. But early on, Marky B just trying to get forward. He had 3 players swarming there, not able to sneak through.
That's a bit ambitious to grab the drone and just kind of run
he
at
said,
the
you know what, maybe
base.
I can borrow that cloak from earlier.
Yeah.
As Lexity was using it mid-map on Detroit. But that's going to lead to a 1-point toss there from Classic. He's able to fire it through.
He essentially got drone control and then just gave it to Elevate.
Yeah, I'm going to try and fly through. Every now and then you see that work, though. There's so much mayhem going on around drone. You're like, oh, I'm going to sneak through and get a 1-point toss. There, though, Elevate did a great job of wrapping back, and now this is going to lead to another dunk.
They look like they can break this open. You see the OE from Infused. If they don't win a few of those gunfights on the overextension, this is a game that Elevate can really break open. It was Replays trying to get some yards on the drone, throw it to Slack.
Did not work out well.
Slack's going to be able to pick up 1. He's going to throw it in. And this is a game that you feel like Elevate can end pretty quickly here. Maven Slasher's going to pick up quicker. They're going to get drone control again. Can they just keep relaying this into the goal?
Oh, God. Has Infused ever played this game type before? This is just getting ugly. We're just over a minute in. It's already 5-0. They're looking
to just need to pick up some kills and stop the bleeding.
They need to get the drone and just run around in circles. Just do something with it that's not in Elevate's hands.
Yeah, and they're going to get drone control.
I don't think that's a reliable tactic that I just threw out there.
No, that's not a
plausible I saw that in some sort of playbook.
Strategy. Yeah, no, it's Marky B again with the drone. 4 Infused. He's going to bring it in. He's going to have some teammate cover. Going to put it in for 2. So
I thought he was going to come short for a second.
Yeah, nice return, kind of exchange right there for the guys on Infused. But drone control going to go to Elevate yet again. And they're going to be winning gunfights on that right-hand side of the map. Going to have to rotate over. That player in mid can definitely cause some chaos. And that was actually Slack gets cut down as he was going across. They thought he was going to actually make it through the mid, be a little bit sneaky, and try and, get some kills over at green. Could have opened up the map again for Elevate, but you feel like they just have complete control of this game, Maven. They're going to end this, I think, with a 10-point mark.
I was about to say, the only number I'm looking at right now is the time. I mean, how quickly are they going to get to 10?
Oh, they're just relaying it right now.
Kill coming in there in blue, just swarming forward. Replays has it. This is going to end up possibly being a dunk. Ah, the toss, the alley-oop coming into Classic. The old duo just crushing right now. Slasher has a tough game too. Doesn't care. He's on a 5 streak right now at 10-3, and this is
Lob
just
City here in the first half.
Oh, it's a stop. We're watching the Los Angeles Clippers right now when they're on form.
Yeah, which is sad to say. I'm a Laker fan. I would never watch the
Clippers. I'm a Laker fan too, but I can't look at the Lakers right now.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
The Lakers are playing like Infused currently.
Yeah, it's going to be Elevate flooding the drone from both sides. Infused trying to push into glass. They're going to pick up some kills, so they should be able to get the drone again. You just, they got to wait for their teammates. I feel like, the few times we've seen Infused with the drone, they've just kind of gone, one by one, trying to make a play towards the Elevate goal. You see Marky going to reset, trying to get some armor yet again. He's going to have teammate support this time. So just like when he had teammate support the last time, they were able to get an easy 2. I think really what kind of, ended up spiraling out of control for Infused in this first half was, right at the beginning of the game where they just gave the drone right to Elevate.
This is great, because even if they get to 10 right now, if they can get through another dunk, I mean, they're on the weaker side right now. So if you can have a...
I feel like the sides have
this pass just worked out horrendously. That's game right there. It's going to be 11,
I feel like the sides have evened out a little bit on this map, though, Maven. It's going to be Elevate winning that one, 11-4 in the first half, 3:19 on the clock. I feel like the sides have evened out, right? At the beginning of the game.
Have they become more even? Yeah, I still think it's like a... I guess a 60-40.
Yeah, give me the official Maven statistics.
Yeah, here. I think it's more of a 60-40.
Maven stats.
Yeah, Maven stats.
Yep.
That's somewhere. COD Stats has that exact stat.
Somebody's making that Twitter handle right now.
60% of the 40% of the time you're going to win 30% of the time.
Infused. See if they can start making the comeback here in this second half. They're going to be down 11-4, only 3:17 on the clock, and the drone's just going to be picked up by Elevate. They tried to get that one away, so maybe Infused can just take advantage of that misplay of the drone at the beginning, put in a score. It's going to be Urban trying to get by Slack. He's going to get cut down. Marky B is going to pick up 1. Slack's going to get him. It's going to be the drone in control of Elevate. Let's see what they decide to do with it. If they're just going to play for resets, or they're going to try and just put some time.
And I guess
4 points on the board.
That's what's scary. I mean, do I think that you would see a stronger side from Infused here? Yes. But the scary part is when you have a 7-point lead like this, I mean, you could really play the reset game. I don't think that's what we're going to see right now. Is they're feeling strong. Okay, I take it back. They're tossing it up.
Yeah, no, they're going to toss that out for the 15-second reset.
They had a pretty good chance to get forward,
what they're going to try and do, Maven, is I think they're just going to try and get drone control and play for those resets. And then once they get 3-4 down.
Look at Glass right now, man.
Yeah, no, it's
just a
flooded by
blue
Elevate,
haven.
yeah. So once they get control of Glass and then they get some players down, I would expect them to start trying to run the drone. There's a player going mid-map. He's going to try and cut players off at green. That would have been a huge kill if Replays is able to pick that up.
I think he would have. He was a little bit tagged up, not able to close it out. Slack gets 1, Slack gets 2. Take it over the drone. He knows there's one more player. He's just going to grab it. He doesn't care. He's going to
run away.
Trying to get up top. That could be 1, potentially maybe 2 if he would have got 4, but doesn't matter. 12-4.
There was no reason to force it to.
No, not at all. Not at all. Just, you're right. Get the 1 point. Just extend the lead as much as you can. Now milk as much time as you can. Slack battling back to try and get glass control. He's going to pick it up with the hip fire there. The S1. Oh, he's going to turn and just absolutely melt Urban. Sorry, buddy. You're not hanging with Slack right now.
No, Slack's on a 5 streak, really playing well here in this uplink, and it's going to be Slasher getting control of glass, picking up 2 up zone. Going to have a player pushing him to his left. It's going to be quicker, taking him out, so he's going to be able to pick up 2. Going to have to get control of this drone. They're going to push it up the map, and you see, there's 2 players pushed up for Infused, and there's 2 players lagging far behind. They all need to be on even playing field of the map. Try and push that up together, and you see that's exactly what happens. The 2 players that are pushing up, one's got the drone in his hand. He obviously can't fight. The next player gets taken out. Those 2 come. Then it's a 4v2 yet again. So you're never giving yourself an opportunity to trade. It's just really, not good team play out of Infused here.
Yeah, this one's over. If it wasn't, I mean, it's been practically done for probably a minute plus now, but now it's certainly over here. 60 seconds left on the clock. You saw the 4 down there. They were able to push forward through glass and just complete control right now. Classic going to push forward. He should have, this is a dunk. I mean, he has a dunk if he wants it, but he's going to go for the 1-pointer. Gets it. No, he's going to go for the 1-pointer and miss it. Little self-pass.
That's like Tracy McGrady. We threw the alley-oop off the backboard.
God, we are old. Tracy McGrady, there's probably 7 people watching this broadcast and know who that is.
Yeah, probably. And this one's going to be a dominant win for Elevate. And you didn't expect a dominant win, but you expected them to win the uplink, right? We talked about it. North American teams have a little bit better feel for the playstyle of Uplink. And I think, you know, the way it started off with Infused, it looks like LXC just going for beatdowns with the drone. The way it started off with
Infused, you can actually win the game.
Good.
Another Maven stat. You get enough beatdowns with the ball, it's actually guaranteed 20 points.
Oh, well, that's completely made up.
Oh, yeah, I heard from Sledgehammer. That's going to be something they're trying to put in the game, man.
Nah, it's definitely not going to happen. And looks like going to have a 1-point throw from LXT here at the end. It's going to be the final score, 15-5 in favor of Elevate. Not too big of a shocker, would you say, Maven?
No,
well, it's not a shocker they won it, but in that kind of fashion.
No. I mean, especially since we saw them. I cast with Jack. I think I casted with Jack.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
I know. But we casted the Elevate comeback game.
I'm surprised you're
very
alive
strong.
after casting
They went to overtime. They had some really nice plays. They're a strong team. I mean, again, pickup team, you don't know what to expect, but they've been looking really good on this. They're able to battle back. Now it's going to be 1-2. Now, do we see what we saw in that Rise Epsilon series? Do we see them come back and push this to a Game 5, or do you think Infused can close it out in Game 4? It's Retreat, by the way. We talked about the fact it's so battle heavy. This is one where Slasher could go
really
nuts.
needs to go big here.
No, he's going to drop. Yeah. He's going to have that 45 to 50 game.
LXT in that one goes double negative 10 and 20. I mean, nobody really did much of anything there for Infused. You don't really expect them to, in a game they get blown out, put up some great numbers in the kill department. You just kind of, if you're Infused, you just have to throw that game away, pretend it didn't happen. You need this retreat, though. I think if Elevate kind of wins this one in commanding fashion, that last game, you'd probably figure Elevate closes it out there, makes that nice comeback. But we did figure that in the Rise Epsilon match, and then Epsilon was able to clutch that Game 5.
Yeah, this one has the potential to go the distance if you're just tuning in. 2-1 lead right now.
You 100%
Infused.
forgot what went on.
Can they close it out? This is anyone's game. Quick commercial break. We are back.
Check this out. You wanna rub my boner?
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Hello, my name is Clem Evans, also known as Maven. All right, gamer style for me in 3 words, I'd say hip, young, nerdy, but with style. Honestly, I just said I wanted simple, want something to look pretty classy. We're on camera a lot as commentators. I feel quite sexy. I've never worn skinny jeans in my life. I thought they'd be incredibly tight. They're actually remarkably comfortable. I feel good. I don't always like to wear a tie. It can be kind of tight up top, a little bit warm when commentating, so I like it a lot.
I'm Matt Mr. X Merlo. Gamer style to me in 3 words would be casual, stylish, and cool. So my outfit today, I went with a blazer-like suit with the pants, and then I just threw a black t-shirt underneath it. Kind of went with something that's a little bit different for everybody else, a little bit more well-rounded. People should vote for me for the best dressed out of everybody here because I am. Maven, it's his first attempt at skinny jeans. I guess that's kind of cool, but otherwise, it makes a lot of sense. Just keep it up for me.
All right, Matt.
Yes.
Do you... Somebody bring him like a Wikipedia page of what well-rounded means. Do you know what the word well-rounded means?
Yeah.
Bro,
Well-rounded. I know what rounded is.
You were Johnny
I know
Cash and walked the line. You had you had black boots, black socks, black pants. I don't know what was underneath everything, but probably black something, black t-shirt, black blazer. That is not what well-rounded means.
Yeah.
You look great, though.
Thank you, man.
You did look good. You know, I'm going to wear these skinny jeans every day. For those
I
of you who
tried
don't
to
know me,
convince. He has the worst pair of jeans at home.
oh, I've worn
Top
the same,
Man hooked him up.
I've worn the same pair of jeans for approximately 2 years.
Before this weekend, gamer style for Maven was bald, fat, out of shape.
I'm pretty fit. Look at me. I got my skinny tie, my skinny shirt. Oh, look at this.
But welcome
I look
back.
fit, man.
Yeah, we have a game actually going on. It's
Oh,
Infused
yeah.
versus Elevate. Infused wins the first 2 maps in commanding
Staring
fashion.
at myself right now.
Then you see Elevate. They absolutely dominate the uplink coming into this retreat hardpoint. You're both. I mean, I think we're both looking at Slasher on Elevate, right?
He's got to go big.
He's got to
retreat.
crush.
This is the prototypical, AR map. This is where you go big. This is where you see your formals, your clays, your slashers just going off. He has to, in my book. Very rarely, at least in my opinion, do you see a team win retreat hardpoint unless you have your AR player going off.
Well, they win retreat CTF.
You've seen those games. You've seen those games where a couple sub players go crazy. Like you have Scump go nuts. Formal doesn't have a massive game. It happens from time to time, but for the most part, this is where you line them up. This is where your bow player goes wild.
Who are you looking at Infused? Who are you looking to go off for that?
Honestly, I mean, from what I've seen thus far, I don't.
LXT's been their best player.
I actually think I'm more looking for Quicker to get up in your face. I think he's going to be the sub player that's a big game.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? I expect a monster game out of Quicker. My reasoning is just that, because he's quick.
So let's go through Infused, see who's going to be running the ARs for them. You have Urban. He's going to be running an AR. You have Marky B as well. So they're going to go 3-1. Quicker is the only sub for them. LXT is going to have the AR in his hands. Then just cycle through Elevate real quick.
Same thing. It was going to be 3, and then I believe it's ASM1. Yep, 3-1. Well, here we are off the rip. We're going to start with Slasher. We talked about the fact that we believe he needs to have a big game. He's got one teed up. Nope, take it back. Urban's going to cut him down. A couple down for either side right now. I talked about Quicker. I think he's one that's going to need to go big, trying to pick up kills here in the first central hardpoint. So far, nothing really going for either team.
Nope, in this first hardpoint, if you're Elevate, you just want to get spawns for that next Turtle Statue Hill. That's one of the ones you can get a decent amount of time on. This middle hill is just kind of bonus time. It reminds me a little bit of a Slums hardpoint from Black Ops 2, but Slums you were able to get, a good amount of time on if you had that first hill. It's just you were playing for that spawns for the second hill. So it's really what Elevate's going to try and force here at the beginning.
Slasher, we talked about him needing to go big. He was on a 3 streak there before dropping, but you can see right there in that little burst just the skill he has snapping on people with the bow. Now it's going to be classic though. He's in this kind of power position where he's going to set up, give good spawns for his teammates. Also has very good coverage here between Rock and Turtle, able to set up well. He's got a player pushing over wall that he decides to hit in the face with 7 grenades.
This is a win for Elevate. I mean, they're going to make up all the time that Infuse just took there at the end and just come back, take the lead into this beginning of the hard point. It's going to be classic looking up top, not able to finish off that player. Slack's going to get 2 replays with 1. It's going to be a huge battle with Marky B on the hill. Marky B wins that one. It's going to be Infused taking the hill back from Elevate quickly. Now can Elevate break this?
Classic able to lock down a couple. They're trying to break back in. They got 2 players pushing here. That's going to be Lexity and Marky B flying in. Marky B's going to pick up 1, make it 2. He's on a streak here. He's 8-4, double positive. Finds 1 in the sky. That's going to be replays flying in. It's being contested right now. Not able to win that gunfight. He's going to be stunned up. 15 seconds left here. I expect it to be pretty contested, but who's going to get the scrap time?
And I actually would favor Infuse if this game is kind of close, because you think Elevate's going to be pretty nervous, right, going into the second half. They probably expected before this series started to kind of crush them in respawn game modes. Like, oh, we'll just come out and win, the 3 respawns. Maybe we lose the search. If we win the search, we close at 3-0. If we lose it, close at 3-1. The pressure is all on Elevate now.
Replays just went massive.
To be in this position.
Replays just went huge. That first player he killed, Urban was the guy that kind of went to the back, tried to set up for that cave spawn. He went lower, wrapped behind him, picked up that kill. Also the player pushing from pool, just shut it down, and now look at who has the top spawn. You're going to see it's going to be controlled right now by the members of Elevate. Incredible job there by Replays.
And Replays has had a great series.
That's what he brings to a team, man. Just those heads-up plays.
He's an extremely smart player.
They call him heads-up replays.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be his new nickname from now on. He's going to push outside of the hill. He's going to be able to get LXT replays on a 5 streak, double positive at this moment in time, helping Elevate bring themselves back into this game, only down 6 points now. It's going to be Classic trying to break into the hill from behind. He's going to have the hill contested. He's going to keep challenging that player outside. 12 seconds left on this one, though. See how far the guys on Elevate going to be spawning from this next hill. They're going to start to rotate.
Quicker is going to be the first one in, just trying to stun out, see if he can pick anybody up. Slasher, though, we're going to switch over. He's on a 3 streak. You know, we talked about, again, I know we were keep harping on it, but he needs to have a big game, and right now he is leading all players at 16 and 11. Matt, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. On the other side, I said I wanted a big game out of Quicker.
Yeah, you were completely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 5 of 14 right now. Really needs to pick it up, but he's the only SMG player for the team, right? So there's going to be 3 ARs coming from Elevate. I mean, 3 from both sides, but the guys on Elevate just winning those AR battles. And then it's so hard, you know, with the long sight lines on retreat for him to really get up in the opposing team's face when his AR struggle. I mean, we used to see it with, you know, Scum sometimes. When Formal was having good, like, they're kind of tied together.
You just saw it right there. Slasher lines up, gets a couple. He's opening it up. It allows replays to get forward. Replays gets an easy 2-piece. Yeah. They're so focused on that player in the back. You got to focus on the player just melting you. He's like a turret just sitting back there with a great line of sight. Replays just easily gets forward, lines it up. You see Slasher coming in with another 2-piece. He's going off, man.
And Infused is getting into this dangerous game where they're playing for the garbage time and then just trying to, you know, break these hills. If Elevate starts to heat up, Maven, they're going to get a ton of time. Could potentially be this one as you see kills coming in the kill feed for Elevate. They could potentially take a lot of this time, and then it kind of puts Infused behind the 8 ball. They have to keep playing for that garbage time on these hills for the rest of the game. And then you could see Elevate really just turn this into a blowout.
Yeah, they're pulling away right now. They've gotten the opening 20 seconds of the final hardpoint on the first side.
Look how far Infused is spawning out, and they really haven't gotten
They're
close.
They're about to run into the turret of Slasher. Yeah. They're okay. No, the nice Nakum. That's a 3-piece from Lexides. He's going to break things wide open. He's still alive. He's still streaking. 20 and 17. He's going to push back step. He's up behind 1 player. Can he make it 2? There's 1 more to his left. Sees the bullets coming in. That's going to be Marky B that's going to be able to clean it up right now. Setting up. Can they hold the rest of this? Start to mount a bit of a comeback because we did see FaZe pull out to a pretty good lead here, Matt.
You can't bank on having 1 player just getting a 3-piece and magically
breaking
the hill.
Where did that grenade even come from?
All the time. Well, the first player kind of jumped in, went up the stairs, and he was cooking that grenade and was able to just kind of peek out from that doorway and throw it.
Gotta cook it, Matt. You gotta cook it.
Yep, you gotta cook it. I mean, you don't want to eat stuff that's not good.
No one likes raw grenade.
No. 100% correct. It's going to go back to the first hill here. Second rotation coming up. It's going to be Elevate in control of this one. You thought after they won that last, you know, respawn, that comeback uplink, maybe they were going to blow it out in this game. And I think really, you know, Infused, they haven't played this one pretty smart, to be honest. Maybe, you know, they've taken a lot of garbage time on these hills. You know, it's okay to give up, you know, 5-10 seconds, put yourself a little bit further down.
It's okay to give up. You know, just throw in the towel. You're getting blown out.
No competitor gives up. It's not okay to give up if you're a competitor. It's okay to give up, you know, the last, you know, 5-10 seconds of a hill to put yourself in a better position to gain. You know, you're going to gain a lot of that back at the start of the next hill, right? You're able to get in better positions, better spots, lock down those sight lines, and then you're going to make that time back and then more. And that's what Elevate's done a great job of here. You know, that starting with that first hill to Turtle, and since then Infused just playing for that garbage time, trying to break these hills, and it hasn't worked out in their favor.
And you're getting that kind of, you talked about it. I mean, it's a really good example. You have here your Clay attach, your Formal Scump, those Bow sub-duos, I think, really shine on this map in particular, this game type in particular. Look at the numbers you're getting out of Slasher and replays right now, man.
Oh, yeah, you'd expect that out of them, too. The better AR SMGs, I mean, they play with each other all the time, right? It's not like, you know, the 2 players that they're trying to put in those roles or pickups. They play with each other full-time on to now, so they're used to playing with each other, have that good team chemistry. Urban's going to be the last one in the hill alive for Infused. Has to go massive here. He's able to get 1, not going to pick up another. LXT is going to try and run in. He's going to get pinched from both sides. It's going to be Elevate in control of the hill here. About 30 seconds left on it. 20 seconds now. They're going to start to consider to rotate. And it looks like that Infused is going to play for this garbage time again, Maven. They have not learned from the beginning of this game at all.
I mean, they brought it back a bit. The reason they were able to get some points
but you never feel like they're going to in control or mounting a good comeback.
Lexi going off again. We've seen him go on so many streaks. He was on a 7 streak. I believe Urban was on a 4 or a 5. And they started bringing a little bit of time back. But honestly, it's what, a 25-point game basically right now? Still very, very close. We're going to get eyes on with Marky B. He set up in. They got early control here. Not able to win that one. That's when you got to win. You're pre-firing that corner there. Should be a gunfight you're able to take. Lexi was going to be the last alive. Now it's been overtaken by Elevate. The entire kill feed coming in right now.
That's actually the 1 hill they got too early, and they were broken right away. kind of funny. Not like funny, but it's kind of like odd. Yeah, ha ha ha. No, but it's kind of funny. You know, the one hill that you say, you know, you need to rotate early, get control of it. They end up rotating the lobby, which probably isn't, you know, one of the most important ones to rotate early too. They get control of it right away, and it's Elevate able to just jump in there and break it.
Well, here we go. We'll see if they're able to break in again. Infused, you said they're really just kind of getting the garbage time right now, and they climb back to 25, but now it's blowing up to about 50-point advantage right now for Elevate. 10 seconds left in this one. Players should begin rotating here soon. 2 final hard points, which Elevate did a really good job of controlling. That's where Slasher really started to go off in those final 2. We'll see. He's going to be trying to cut off kind of mid lanes here and lower. He's going to get eyes on a couple players, but he's going to get zipped up from behind. That's going to be Marky B taking him out. They're set up lower. This is, again, these final 2 is where Elevate really started to pull away in the first side. Let's see if Infused can do a better job here second time around.
If you're Infused, all you need to do is get this to, you know, obviously you'd like to take the lead here, but if you can get it to a 10, 15-point game going in that final hill, you feel pretty good about your chances to make the comeback. That's the type of position they really need to focus on. Shouldn't focus, obviously you want to take as much time as you can. Don't really put too much pressure on you to do it. Get it to a 10, 15-point game going in that final hill. You have a good chance of making that comeback there.
And they brought it back again. They just can't break past this 20-point margin. You know, they keep getting it close, 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 and then it explodes again for the side of Elevate. But this is about as tight as they've had it. It's going to be close to... This might actually end up being like...
There's one player on the back stairs, maybe. You want to go on with him. 9 seconds left in lobby.
This might be a 5-point advantage, really, man.
Yeah, no, it's going to be... Only Elevate up by a few points here.
Yep, 5-point lead going into the final hard point. 50 seconds left on the clock. This one's tight. It's going to be who's going to be set up
a big
top.
Gunfight backstairs. He's going to jump in, be able to contest this here shortly, and he's actually going to get cut down, I believe, on the rotation. So they're going to have players jumping in from poolside. It's going to be Urban getting the hill for Infused. He's going to be challenged from the back. It's going to be Slasher going big there, picking up a 2-piece. Has more players.
This is where he went huge the map before, or sorry, the first side through. There's a still gonna be a 4-streak. He gets the assist. He saw one more player, pulls out the SM1, just gonna melt them there. They're closing it out, and that's it. 20-point plus advantage with not enough time left on that clock. What did I say? Slasher needs to go for 45 to 50.
You needed Slasher to go big there, and he comes up under pressure there.
I'm a goddamn magician.
You really are. I mean, 46 and 32 for Slasher. 9 caps as well, just doing it all for Elevate. Going to be able to force this game 5 here against Infused.
And that's, I mean, it's exactly what we asked him to do. It's exactly what he did. 45 to 50, as I said, what he needed. 47 and 32 with 9 cap. Ends on a 7 streak. Classic ends on a 5 streak. They went off, and it was the final 2 hard points they held the first time. This time they didn't really do that great of a job on the second to last hard point, but when it came down to controlling up top there, locked it down. Once Slasher got control up there with the Bally and the ASM1, they couldn't get him out of there.
You know, when you're the best player on your team, I would say Slasher's the best player on this team right now. You need to come up big in these situations.
That's how I feel as a commentator. You know, when you're the best commentator is a part of a group, I feel like when it really comes to Championship Sunday, Matt, I have to go big.
Right. Exactly.
I feel the pressure on you, Matt.
So you and Slasher both know what that feeling is
like.
We do. Slasher goes big there for his team, finishes 47-32, 9 caps to his name.
That's a huge game, man.
Yeah, I mean, Replay started off really hot, finishes 37-27, a great game out of him. No, it really didn't focus that much on the OBJ. It was really, slacked. And Slasher.
Yeah, Slasher, he exploded towards the end of both halves. I mean, at one point during about the midpoint of the game, it was, I think, Slasher at 28, Replays at 27. They had about the same exact kills over those final couple of hard points. Slasher just goes off, man. He had a 5 streak at one point, ends it on a 7 streak, just going absolutely massive. We said this one had potential to go game 5.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a great game to start out Championship Sunday. Yeah,
it is.
On the side for Infused, you had LXT go 41 and 38. Great game out of him. Again, on respawns. I mean, the comeback uplink, you kind of just throw that one away, went double negative. But the first hard point, great. Second hard point, great. Urban goes 35 and 37. Then this is really where it kind of gets ugly. Quicker, 25 and 40. Needed a better game out of him.
I said,
Marky, 23 and 37.
I didn't say you would.
You've needed those sub players to come up big.
Yeah, he really, really struggled. But, okay, so game 2 S&D was Solar.
Yep.
Game 5 is going to be Riot. They could not be more different, really.
Well, this is an easier map for 2 teams that don't really play each other often or know each other's play styles to match up. Like Solar, you can do multiple things, right? I mean, you can go towards A is a viable bomb site, B is a viable bomb site. You can push up the mid. You can go like tunnels to mid. You can play a lot of different ways on Solar. This one, you pretty much know A is going to be your focal point, right?
A all day. Gonna keep going A. All day.
And just imagine like the communication. What do you guys want to do this round?
Yeah, we're thinking A. So let's see how they play. I mean, the big thing for me here is how defensive teams decide to actually mix it up. You know, sometimes you'll see that team that sends 4 just soaring over A. They're able to shut it down. That's the hardest point of contention. You know, that player that's second story trying to deal, second or third story trying to deal with the bomb planter. And that's going to be, who's the responsibility going to be on earlier? It looks like it's going to be Slasher, and he's actually going to be playing from first story. And they're completely giving up this plan. They're just going to flank it. They're going to try and wrap early. I like this play call. Replay is going to be in a pretty good spot here, but they are going to get bombed down. He's going to be able to catch 1. Can he catch 2? Lex is going to wisely back behind the box.
Still creates a 3-on-3 situation here. They know bomb down at A. See players. Oh, it's a big team kill there. Slack's going to take
he was
out
in a good
Slasher.
position to get a couple kills,
yeah,
too.
Slasher was in position. At least picked up 1. Slack's going to answer, though. Make it a 2v2. Taking out LXT. Replay still working from the offensive side. Gonna have Slack push straight through 3-story. They're on the hunt for these 2 players from Infused. It's gonna be Slack able to pick up 1. Another one goes right by him. Not able to pick up Marky B. A 1v1 replays versus Marky B. Has to chase. Not enough time. Definitely here's Marky B go top. Oh,
was it Slack or Slasher?
Slack to pick up the.
It was Slack that had them both kind of line up. Yeah, he got.
Well, Slasher gets team kill by Slack.
Okay, correct. So it was Slack that had the 2 players there, and if he just kept shooting. I mean, he lined up perfectly, basically, for his hip fire. Just dashed right in front of him there. I think it was kind of a second.
Marky B kind of got like stuck on that corner,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Marky B just wins that gunfight, and that's the difference in that round.
All right, offense now going to be going to the guys here on Elevate. Replay starting out well. He's going to be 2-0. Slacked 2-1, but the first round did go to Infuse, despite the fact that they only got 2 kills in the round.
And this map is a heavy offensive favorite, right, Maven? I mean, you're going to be looking at teams to win 1 or 2 defensive rounds. That's going to be the difference in this. It's going to be Replays getting that first blood. Slasher answering with another kill. So it's going to be 2 down in favor of the guys on Elevate. They should be able to plant the bomb quicker in an interesting spot. Going to put down some shots on Classic. Getting
the bomb down.
Going to stop it. Getting down. He's got 1 player directly in front of him. He's trapped in an awkward spot, though. He's going to have to win another gunfight to get out of there. Not going to be able to do it. Slack's going to take him out. It's going to be a 3v1 LXT with the sniper in his hand. So it's going to have to make a unreal play here to win this round for Team Infused.
Yeah, as soon as he pokes out,
yeah,
he's in trouble. He's going to be taken out there. 1-1. It was, round 11 in game 2. I would not be shocked just because this one, again, how it plays out, being very offensive side. I would not be surprised this has potential to go round 11 as well. We've seen so many round 11s in the Season 3 League. We've seen a lot this weekend already, too. This one has the potential for it. First match of Championship Sunday, 100K on the line. This one definitely going to be coming down to the wire for me.
It's going to be who wins a defensive round for me, or who wins 2 defensive rounds. I mean, if Elevate can get one here, then it puts all the pressure on Infused to win this next one.
All right, well, Marky B going to be the first player forward, getting aggressive. And it looks like we're going to have a relatively quick flank coming out of replays. He does this all the time. Him and Zuma really well known for it. He's going to get shots there and get caught. That's going to be quicker, picking up the kill. They have the advantage. Are they going to work on getting bombed down? Looks like Lexity is going to plant it. Who's going to be playing it? On the chance to get it, it's Slasher. Can he line them up and get both? He gets 1. He knows the second was there, and there comes the nade from Slack.
That time the nade works.
Yeah, they don't connect with each other this time. It's going to work out. There's only 2 players left to deal with. 1 in fire. 1 just laying basically
the 1 in fire is
door.
dead now. It's going to be a 3v1 all up to Urban. He's going to get 1. This is a huge kill if he can pick up the second one, but that is such a good play. I believe that is Slack behind that pole. He's going to be able to get the guy on bomb.
Whoa! Oh, God.
What was that?
Oh, God.
That was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. Urban is actually able to clutch this 3v1.
Mid-mantle, Slack is shooting everything but Urban. I think if a bird flew by and nipped his heel, he was dead. He was so tagged up there.
Played that great, standing behind the pole, and then Urban just runs straight out of the doorway. I don't think anyone could have predicted that. Takes out Slash on bomb, and then just wins that. Oh, wow, that is huge because it's a defensive round as well. So they get that also, so huge.
No, that was offensive. Yeah, I think you said what I was about to say. But no, they get the good thing. I was going to say the good thing here for Elevate is it was an offensive round.
If that
clutch was on defense,
that's huge.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be much more painful. But here we are quickly in a 2v2. Matt and I trying to collect our heart rates here. That was unbelievable. I think the only play call we had there was "Oh God" over and over again. Yeah. Slack there. That gunfight he's able to win after just getting destroyed there by Urban. And Slack was the one we said he played it smart. You know, he used that pillar there. Did he not get his health back? He should have. I mean, he was there forever. He should have had full HP
probably was
again.
Still a little bit weak.
I will hope so. Slack, you were weak.
Slack, you were
you know,
weak. We'll
if you tell anyone the story of that gunfight, you were so tagged up.
I was one shot, man.
Yeah. That pillar was barely protecting you from those bullets.
Yeah.
And Slack is 6-2, dude.
Yeah.
He's crushing.
Right. It's not like Slack's playing bad. I mean, he has that team kill, but then that
you were
round,
so weak.
Yeah, you were weak in that one. So it's gonna be.
That's what you're gonna tell your girlfriend and your family.
Tie game. It's gonna be Marky B getting first blood. He's tanking out quick buy replays. It's gonna be Quicker able to answer that one though. Back to a 3v2 man advantage in favor of Infused. Should be able to win this round. Seems like nobody can figure anything out on defense.
Yeah, and that's again the toughest part about this. But I'm gonna check on Slacked again. He was able to close out the last round. He's 6-2.
He's in a spot to make a play here if they start to rotate the bomb. Yeah,
absolutely is. They are down a man, but still in a pretty good spot. They just need to pick up one kill. Try and even this up here. Slasher playing slow, just trying to get ears on the sea, and he should. Oh, God. It's going to be all timing. Oh, they're going to be able to get a free plant A here, I think.
As soon as Slasher turns, they actually walk by. So it's going to be Alex able to walk right up to the A site.
Now
he's going to put the bomb down. Yeah, he should know that they're at A, and now you're going to start to see Slasher and Slacked try and push out here. He's going to see one up top. See if Slasher's going to wait, see if that player will peek. He's actually going to stun him. I think Slack's actually going to challenge that player in the back. Slasher going to jump down, try and make a play here. He's going to get one. Does he see the second one? He's going to put down a lot of shots, able to hit that. It's going to be a 1v1, and Urban is so weak.
They should have had a pretty good idea where he is. Urban shooting everything, and he's going to be able to win it. So a couple clutches here coming in from Urban. I mean, you could barely see what was going on in his screen. He was so tagged up, but here it comes. The shot shaky early, but able to take out Slasher there. And that's a tough gunfight for Slasher. I mean, he's obviously got the head glitch here.
Urban's pretty weak, though.
He should win. Yeah, I mean, he was pretty weak, but he's Urban. He's basically been invincible throughout this game.
Yeah, and that's another defensive loss.
Urban's my new favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, I can already tell.
I'm going to get an Urban jersey.
So far, nobody's won a defensive round, so just keeping a tally of that. We haven't seen one team win the defensive side here on Riot thus far. It's going to be Elevate yet again, pushing over towards the A site. Players flying out from Infused. It's LXT picking up one, but still 2 kills go down in favor of Elevate. They're going to have that man advantage, going to be pushing up towards A.
And this looks to be another offensive victory. We'll see how they decide to play this. It looks like they're going to be wrapping back towards B, but Urban's sniffing it out. Can he get in a good position here to deal with this? He's going to soar across the third story. There's one. Not able to get 2, though. That's going to leave Lexity by himself here, but good for him. He's already got rotated over. He's able to catch one. We're going to have a 1 versus 1. It's going to be Slack going up against Lexity. He's going to challenge. Gets him tagged up. Lexity, is he going to back up here try to fight this gunfight? If we know Lexity, he's going to challenge, but not able to take it. Slack going to come up huge. We've seen Slack close out a couple of rounds now. Urban going big for his team as well. Those 2 players really shining right now for either. It shows in the scoreboard too. You got Slack at 8-3, Urban at 8-4.
Yeah,
doesn't shock me at all.
You can tell Slack is feeling it. I mean, I would not say that's a great challenge. I mean, he's in a tough spot. At least he knows where he is, as opposed to letting LXC like run away and just kind of play the clock. Yeah. But Slack's definitely feeling it right now.
I thought that's what he was going to do. I thought he was going to try and get that dodge, just wrap towards A, maybe work on the plant, or just play defense, make him work on the plant. But here they go. Going to be working forward towards his A side again. No one able to take anything on defense yet. It's all tied up. Now, are they going to start to work?
If someone wins a defensive round, they're going to win this game.
Oh, yeah. That's certainly the way it's looking here thus far.
It's going to be the bomb going down at A. All 4 players alive for both teams. Replay's just going to be playing it from his own building. Going to have players all around him. He's in World of Trouble. Replays at the top of your screen. He's going to get 1. Going to catch Urban walking by, but Classic, he's in a position to make a play on the other side of the map. Quicker than you. He's going to pick up 1. LXT with another. Now it's going to be a 3v2. You're going to see Classic put some shots down on a player on fire. He has that player trapped in there. He's going to be able to pick him up. Is this the first defensive round we see? Quicker. Does he come up big in S&D yet again? He's going to have player on bomb, and is this the same thing that happened on
He's not going to time. Even if he gets the kill, and he closes it down.
Unbelievable.
No one's allowed to win a defensive round. I don't care what the circumstances are. If it's a 4v1, I just assume that team's still going to win. This has been unbelievable. Really good job by Quicker. That's what you need.
He gets 3 that round,
get the
and
kill
then
bunker, get
the
out.
Clutch yet again. I mean, that's actually the same play we saw in Solar. Yep. 2 players alive, 1 player just not covering the guy on bomb, and he was able to take him out. So big play right there from Quicker.
All right. Going to be back to offense here for Elevate. I feel it. I feel this is it. I'm sorry, Elevate fans. Friends, family of Elevate players.
What?
Slack's girlfriend, I apologize. But this round, is going to Infused.
I mean, from everything we've seen in the game thus
Listen,
far, Maven,
this is it. This is the first offensive win. I got a feeling. Oh, I didn't know how to do that song at all.
Yep, it's going to be Slasher.
We need Jack here for the
dropping
songs.
down towards fire.
Young John Travolta.
And the bomb's still pretty far back in the A street. It's going to be Infused just playing this one pretty far off the site. I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone like on top of the 3-story, jumping up and down, checking the bomb.
I'm
We see a lot of players
this is the round,
play from that. I mean,
this is the round they
looking
do it.
at the players' positions, I can't really agree
Matt,
with
this
you
is
there,
it.
Maven.
This is it. Even though they're going to get bombed down with absolutely zero. So, gosh darn it.
8 players alive. Bomb goes down for the second round in a row. You see replays rotate in the back. LXC with the sniper rifle just hopping up and down on 3-story. He's going to get taken out
just
by
bunny
Classic.
hopping there. He's going to be taken out, but it is going to be a 3 versus 3. 30 seconds on the clock. Urban's able to pick one up. They've got a 3 versus 2 advantage. He's able to turn it just, oh, I thought he was going to crush Slacked again, but this time Slacked able to close it out. Replay's going to be by himself. He's going to be in behind. He's able to tag him up for just a second.
Oh!
There it is. What I say, Matt, it is difficult when you've traveled as much as I have. When you're 30 years old and you look 55, there is a wisdom that comes with time, Matt, and there it is, the first defensive round coming in. Woo!
Some people are just naturally gifted. Maybe he is the chosen one, but Maven predicts that one.
Hey, I had 3 years of a Spanish class. They called me Jesus.
You looked at, where the players were positioned in. It didn't look like Infused was in any type of position.
Don't ever
to make
doubt
a
the
play
power
there,
of
but
Maven Jesus Evans.
No, if Replays doesn't shoot at that first player, maybe he's able to clutch that. But Infused 1 round away from the upset here against Elevate here in game number 5.
All right, you said first team to get a defensive win is going to close it out. It's right here. This is it. You got to man up and get a defense now if you're Elevate or you're going home. This is single elimination bracket play. They will not be coming back this afternoon. This is it. 60 seconds on the clock. The push towards A. Now coming in. Quicker, going to be your bomb carrier. The one that's going to have the most pressure to deal with here was going to be the player 3rd story. That's going to be Replays. He's playing back. He knows there may be those pre-nades coming in. The question is the timing. Is he going to peek? Will he catch the bomb carrier here? It's going to be so close. Quicker's on it now. He's going to get 1. Can he get 2? No, that would have been a massive 2-piece.
That would have been a huge kill if he was able to pick that up. Marky B, though, answers, making it a 3v3. The bomb's going to go down Slasher.
Did he see him cross? He didn't. Oh, the angle he gave himself.
He has to wait for his teammates to try and make a play here. And you see there's one player for Infused trying to go all the way on the flank, Maven. Potentially be a huge play. Classic's going to jump out, though. Pick up 1. Quicker's going to answer it, but they have no idea that player is behind them right now. It's going to be Quicker trying to pick up another one. It's a 2v1. Last alive is Slacked for Elevate. Needs to go big here. He's going to drop.
And that's it. Infused. The European's great hope moves on.
And the difference is that 1 defensive round that we were talking about. Whoever was going to win a defensive round was going to win this map. The only defensive round is that one that Infused won. They end up winning this one 6-3. Riot defense, the key to winning this map. You pretty much know those offensive sides are going to be round wins. Infused goes big there on that defensive side. They win that 2v1.
I felt it in my gut.
But I mean, Urban made some incredible plays. Quicker than you, another 2v1 clutch. Just some phenomenal S&D play out of the guys on Infused, and they're able to take this series.
Slack's gonna have nightmares about that round.
I mean,
he had a great game too. Like
you can't
9-6. He had 2 one-on-one gunfights later that he won to close out a game. That one, I don't know. Urban just goes massive. I mean,
just
that was just
crazy
a hell
series,
of a play.
Maven. I mean, Quicker goes big there in the second S&D. The Solar with some clutch plays. Comes up with another 2v1. The Urban play, I'm sure we'll be seeing that one again. Just a crazy game 5.
Mid-mantle, tagged up.
That defensive round they won. Now you got to look, maybe if Replays doesn't shoot at that first guy, and just kind of waits a little bit till he gets on bomb, he probably would have saw the second player. That second player was going to look like he was going to come down off that second story by that AC. Yep. But I mean, in the moment, you can't really question that.
No, that's all we could ask for in our first series. I mean, if we get the rest of our matches like that, man, we are in for one hell of a treat here. But yeah, that's enough from us. Fantastic job, Matt. Great stuff for our first quarterfinal. Chris is ready in the booth. Let's hear your expert analysis.
You Jesus and Matthew J. Morello. I'm here with Gunch and Shane. Maven's commentary, highlight of that series. But the best of 5, absolutely insane. I called a 3-0 Elevate. I could not be more off.
We did bad on the prediction front.
Infused looking incredible. We said coming into the day, Epsilon is the team to watch. Europe's hope. I think it might now be Infused. They were looking very powerful from the very get-go. Let's start with game number 1. Pretty even game until that Lex City 9 streak. The man took over. Gunchy, what did you see from Infused on that first hard point?
So they started off really hot. It was basically what it came down to in the end was the fact that it was an AR battle between Slasher and Alexity. Because when your AR players on that specific map, they need to lock down the map, the middle of the map, so your SMGs can take control of everything. So Alexity, judging by stats anyways, he was by far like just controlling everything for the team. Yeah, that 9 streak was ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I've seen him do that ever before. Really impressive.
Look at the score at this point. I mean, it's 116-96 in favor of Elevate, and he basically single-handedly brought the team back in the game. From the Elevate side, Shane, where were they failing?
In my opinion, they were rotating, but they were getting broke pretty easily by Infused, who are not as experienced as a majority of the Elevate players. This was the turning point here, though. You let Alexity, it's like a 10 streak right there. From then on, Alexity was just flying off confidence, and he's one of those players that once he's going like that, he's a really hard player to stop.
So for Maven, myself, and Mr. X, is it LXT? Is it Lexity? Is it Alexity?
It's like the word.
We don't really know.
But then he shortened it to LXT. So
we'll go with it. Maven's giving me the creep stare. He's so happy after that last cast. He's shaking the camera. Game 1, I think that was kind of a shocker for Elevate. They kind of woke up after that Detroit. But then we see the Game 2, and Lexi doesn't slow down at all. He starts things off with a 5 streak, and he did it not only with the sniper rifle and the pistol, he also was bringing out the bow. Let's take a look at some of these highlights. Gunch, walk us through the early rounds.
He was just playing with so much confidence. When you're playing with that much confidence, it feels like anything that you're actually doing is just paying off. So he was making all the aggressive plays. He was trying to like quick scope people across the map, and sometimes he was being pulled off. Infused did love going for this B-bomb plant, and it worked all the time. So they got off to a 3-0 start, which is really good for them.
S&D as well. You can with these guys being pickups, this is where it really shone, and you could see Gunch like with Elevate. I think they let away maybe 1 or 2 2v1 situations, but this was the point where Brandon was just playing purely off confidence again.
Quicker was just I think he clutched like 2 1v1s. I think.
Yeah, we know Quicker. He was notorious for like getting first picked quite a lot, but then I think Marky's come into this team and he's like, Quicker, slow your game down a bit. Talk to us a little bit more, and I think he got like 12 or 13 kills this map, which is insane from him.
Yeah, in my notes, I mean, Quicker had the 4 streak, and that put them up 5-3. So we thought, okay, now this is going to be game over. Quicker Than You is going to, and Lexity should be able to close this one out. He was 10-4 after round 8. At the end, though, Replays was kind of the player that single-handedly kept this Elevate squad and helped force it into a round 11.
We mentioned before with Replays being a world champion and how S&D wins championships, and he set the standard there. In my opinion, his teammates let him down. I think Slash had quite a bad game.
Yeah.
And with this game being with this map being pretty good for ARs, you can't really have that, especially since he's their best AR player. And I just completely feel that his teammates, Replays' teammates, didn't step up to the plate.
I think Classic was quite a letdown throughout the whole series.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
had a pretty average series.
He didn't do anything to really make you think, oh, he's just made a clutch play there. It was mainly Replays and Slasher throughout the series, but on the specific map, Slack and Replays really did make the plays for the team.
And then talk me through the final moments here, guys. Slack gets left alive as the last man. And it's Urban again.
It was really well set up because Infused were just in great positions to trade the kills, and that's exactly what you want. That's by the book on S&D. You want to be in positions where you trade the kills. It's all about playing by the book, and that's they've been rewarded there. I mean, that's Urban. To be honest, I don't think he did play that well, to be honest. But on the S&Ds, that's where he came alive.
Yeah, Urban completely clutched up every single time he needed to, and Gunch has been ranting and raving about him all weekend, and he pretty much, I'd say, a lot of S&D rounds was because of Urban and his composure.
He lived up to the hype there in game number 2, finishing it out strong. I was honestly nervous. I was right there with the casters like, holy crap, Slack is going to clutch this 1v2. Didn't happen. A 2-0 start for Infused. From there, though, it went to an uplink, and this was kind of Elevate showing what they're really made of, Gunch.
Yeah, the amount of times I say it's just Europeans on uplink. It just doesn't go well for them.
We suck, pretty much.
We suck. So even when we were playing in America, it took us so long to realize that we're actually playing it so wrong. But what I noticed on this specific map was glass control. There was no glass control from Infused whatsoever. It was so poor to watch. And then basically, they just let Slasher get into blue control. And when you give an AR player with that much quality the time and freedom just to move around and get as many kills as he wants in blue, it's just going to allow his team to relay point after point after point. I think they got like 3 dunks in a row just from Slasher sitting back blue.
And you can see just kind of the trick plays, replays, tossing it top blue, and then just hacking on score after score. 4 points in the first minute alone, and then it just kind of got out of hand from there. Let's skip ahead to game number 4. This was, of course, a retreat again, and we see Slasher dropping some serious numbers, 47-32. Replays, though, kind of the key player throughout that game for me was leading the squad and always giving them the best spawns possible.
100%. Replays was the first guy to rotate, the first guy to break the hill. For like I'd say their main objective player. I think at one point he was 35-18, which that is a lot of credit to that must go to Slasher, because when your AR is completely controlling the map, the SMG, the objective player, he gets the complete free roam to pretty much just like sweep up the kills that Slasher makes weak.
Especially on that map, retreat is just predominantly just AR players. Like, they control the pace of the game, and Slasher was just on fire. He was just holding down the anchor spots really well. Brandon was actually doing well too, but his Marky B, I've got to say, he was very disappointing throughout the whole series. I think he'll be relieved at how well his teammates played. But no Marky B, he would have stayed positive throughout the game, and that would have helped them get through it.
Yeah, that's a good point about Mark. We've teamed with him before. No matter what the scoreline is, he doesn't beat himself up about it. If he's having a bad game, if he's missing his shots, he'll step up in the other departments. He's very loud, he's very hype, and it's very beneficial to his teammates.
What I saw at the end of this was, it was pretty close at halftime again. I think both the hard points, you looked at the 5-minute mark, and it was within about 15 points either direction. Second half, it was all Elevate. Here it got a little bit dicey, though. You bring it back within 30 points, 60 seconds left, and then, of course, they're able to close it out for Elevate. But overall, I think if you got more kills from Marky B and quicker, you have a chance to contend, especially on those attic hard points. Overall, they went -29 combined. Lexity, the only player on the squad to go positive in that second hard point. So looking forward for Infused, we see the big win on Detroit in Hardpoint, but then a loss on kind of a more AR-heavy map like Retreat. What do you think is going to be some of the key maps for them to pull moving forward throughout this tournament when it comes to Hardpoint specifically?
They're going to need to win their Hardpoints. They need to stay consistent with that. I think the rest of these have been really strong. But what is actually catching the Americans off guard is the fact that they don't even know who these players are. That's what they get. They go into the game, they underestimate them, and as soon as they play map 1, they're like, oh, these guys are actually really good. And then they're like, oh, we have to turn it up now. And it seems to have happened with both the first game that they played against the US team. I can't remember who did.
Infused Team Caliber?
Caliber, yeah. Caliber did not expect them to be that good. They came out the game like, who are these players? And it seems to be the same situation with Elevate.
Well, these players shouldn't be underestimated by now. Electricity and Urban, they beat Optic at ESWC. Like, it's not easy to do that. More than enough players have been absolutely violated by Optic. And Urban and Electricity have played absolutely insane this event.
Speaking of Urban, this was a massive round 3. You see the 1 versus 2. Matt lost his stuff watching that one, and you just see the hype in the Infused booth. These guys got it rolling from there, but they weren't finished. You saw Urban, massive round 3. Then again, it was a 1 versus 1 against Slasher, and that was where I think it started getting maybe in Elevate's head when you're Slasher and you lose an AR battle against a guy you've never really even heard of coming into the tournament. Things just started falling apart. Quicker, as always, looking fantastic in Search and Destroy. Another double-digit performance in that final SND. For now, though, guys, enough from our top man analyst desk. Let's send it down to the interview. We got Mike Kent there with Lexity.
Cheers, Chris. That's right, here with Lexity. Wow, what a game to start off Championship Sunday. You went 2-0 up. What happened after the 2-0?
Started shitting ourselves and just choked.
Well, that's well, I don't know what to say to that. So, what can you talk us through the 2 maps that you lost and what went wrong?
In the uplink, no one was listening and just panicking. Hardpoint, I had a shit start, started picking up, but I reckon if obviously I had a good start, we would have won it, but we didn't have as much hill pressure, so we were just losing out on points. As you can see at the last hill, we lost on it.
Going into the last map, what were you what did you say to the guys? What was everyone saying to each other?
We've already won money. Fuck it, just run at them.
Well, that's a great strategy. You're not afraid to play anyone. I think that's key. You beat Optic in the past. Where does this rank in terms of your achievements of beating top American teams?
I don't know, to be honest with you. But like, I'm not really gonna say no. I'm just gonna try and beat everyone I can really at the moment.
Who would you rather play out, FaZe and Envy?
Envy.
Why? Is there any particular reason, or?
No, just add it to the list of people who've played, innit?
add it to the kill. You can start getting tears on your cheek. So with the team as well, you obviously had a poor performance at Am2 Pro. Wasn't a great performance. You brought Marky in, although he didn't have a great game. What does he bring to the team from your point of view?
Scottish power. British gas. Fucking nah, he's just good player, he's a good leader and that. He's just a good teammate. He's better than Melon because Melon's really quiet and like he's just a little kid really. But we have to get rid of him for Mark. He's a good player though, but we're just a lot better now.
Where can you see yourself finishing in this tournament?
I'd like to win my next game, but I'm not the type to like say I'm gonna win every game, do you know what I mean? I just play as it goes.
Excellent. Okay, well, we're going to go back to Chris in the studio. This has been Lexity from Infused. He's very charged up for the next game. But yeah, back to the analyst so they can talk a little bit more.
Thank you, guys. It's an 18-over show for a reason. That was Lexity, and honestly, I love how raw he is. He's just telling you what he's thinking, and his focus is just trying to put more players, I guess, on his list of people that he's defeated. Yeah. Very impressive performance. I think he's been my star from this squad from beginning to this point in this tournament.
He's such a character. It's so funny to just listen to him. I mean, the amount of times I've spent with him, just had jokes with him. He's such a funny guy. But in all seriousness, what he said about like not like playing with any pressure, basically, they're playing with no pressure. So I'm kind of scared now. I think they can do really even better. They can go one further because when you're playing with no pressure, you just run in and things seem to work, and that's what's going well for them at the minute.
They're just playing purely off confidence now. They're more than pleased with what they got. But they can still go further. You saw how they played there. They all played great. I just hope they're not just happy with what they've won and just think, oh, well, we've done pretty good. This will do. But Brandon and Marky B are not that sort of player. Marky will be very disheartened if they lose the next game, no matter who they lose it to. So with Urban too, they could go all the way to the final if they play like they did, because FaZe did not look that great yesterday.
We got a new dark horse in the tournament. Infused is moving on to the semifinals. They've locked up a spot in our Final Four. Coming up next, though, guys, we have a huge matchup. FaZe is taking on Team Envious for a classic best-of-5.
Wait, you're not on it? I'm on it.
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 Where you at? You wanna rub my boner?
Here comes the money. Money, money, money. Dollar, dollar.
Interesting choice it would be, but he doesn't pull it. Gets it. There's one. Oh, it's
no,
gonna be
he's
close.
Snipe. Oh, he gets the second one. Clay, the MVP with the 2 snipes. All smiles, high fives coming from Attach. The birthday boy, able to pick it up.
Wow, look at that, the accuracy there. And I mean, you know, in those close quarters.
They didn't really have full control. They were defending the flag over and over again. Another thing with doing it, eventually you will get overwhelmed in that position. The other thing, we'll be able to eventually break it, maybe get a 2 piece of touch.
Oh my goodness. There's the fourth two. Can he pick it up? He gets it. The entire team at TCM taken out in a matter of seconds. Attach, man, he is young. He is still developing as a player, but God, he is disgusting.
They line up for him and he gets both. Oh,
Yes, he does. 1 versus 2. Got to fight for Formal and Formal just destroyed him in midair with the Moors in hand. 3 players, 4 down already. Optic Gaming comes out firing in round 1.
Eventually you will get overwhelmed in that position. The other team will be able to eventually break it, maybe get a 2-piece attempt. Oh my goodness!
There's the 4-2. Can he pick it up? He gets it.
Oh my dear
Tired. Got caught in the back by Abdi. Fantastic work by him. He has the dagger. Then the 9th kill in a row. Abdi going off the other Look at the kill feed. Headshot, headshot, headshot. The guy is not missing bullets. Optic Nation. Kill of the ball. Eagle soaring high above the Wolfpack. 6-point win here for Optic Nation in game number 5. Oh, good.
You guys there? I got him the phone. I got him the phone. Let's fight. Big one. I got him the phone.
Aptly spawning the bottom step. Finally able to pick off kill. And now second challenge. Aptly taken out. And that's already down. Down low. Nice shot from the teammates. And are able to quickly kill some of these. He's in holding them out.
The other time in the Optic was picking it up. Make that fight because he continues to go crazy here in the helm. Still looking for 55. Still going. It's fine. Just keep killing. Keep slaying today. Formal. 1 versus 2.
Looking the right direction. It's going to be timing here. If he gets caught, Aqua able to flank and get one. He answers back in. He gets the second there. And Craig gets both.
1 versus 2. It's going to go.
And there it is.